You tell him I'm coming! Tell him I'm fucking coming!
Straight out the Brooklyn basement. It's the GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast.
This podcast is sponsored by Blue Wall Street. Blue Wall Street for all your recording artists' needs. This podcast is sponsored by No Filter Radio. No Filter Radio, new episodes out now. This podcast is sponsored by Blueprint. For all your merchandising needs, do Blueprint. This podcast is sponsored by Power Moves MC, New York City. Power Moves MC. Every move is critical. This podcast is sponsored by the Daddy's Home Showcast. Daddy's Home Showcast, new episodes out now. This podcast is sponsored by GodMode Studios. GodMode Studios. Give us coordinates and we'll drop bombs on them. And as always, this podcast is sponsored by the Mopai Corporation. The Mopai Corporation, where our business is sound itself. What the fuck's going on, everybody? God bless. I'm starting to get too many sponsors, and it's like, we're going to go into like an hour of this, hopefully. If you want to become a sponsor of the GodMode Podcast, hit the Gmail and see what's going on. Yo, Cigar Talk was good, my brother. Hey, Cigar Talk's a cool cat. And let me introduce you to another cool cat, my brother from another mother, Kyle Chaa Jackman.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Hey, man, how you doing, boys?
Excellent, man. Thanks for doing this, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
So we're back and we're on, and you know what? I got to start because when I met Kyle first, I found out he was a boxer, and I was like, yo, that shit is crazy. I never knew a boxer. So like, yeah, the first question I had, how did that whole thing happen to you? How did you get into it? How did because I seen him hit a fucking bag. I seen him hit a person in the ring multiple times, and
oh boy,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh boy, that's what I said. Yeah. So, dude, if you could tell me how you got into that,
all right, not a problem. All right, so
it's not a test, not a quiz.
I know. All right, so pretty much, it all started out when I was in middle school. My main sport in middle school, I was playing soccer. I've been playing soccer for about, maybe like over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. At the same time, I was doing kickboxing actually.
Perfect combo.
Yeah.
That's a perfect combo right there.
So I was playing soccer. I was doing kickboxing. I think I was doing kickboxing until about, my junior year in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I kind of lost interest in it, honestly, because every day after school we would do kickboxing and stuff like
training and regimental stuff. And
I made it up to, I think it was green belt. Mm-hmm. So lost interest. I'm like, you know what? My senior year going into middle school, I'm like, because I was just more focused on playing sports at the time.
What else were you playing?
I was playing a little bit of basketball and football, but not really like for any teams, because my middle school, unfortunately, we never had a team. Gotcha. We were supposed to have one, but it kind of like after we graduated, that's when they started bringing in everything that we were supposed to have.
Oh, of course, because
Yeah. So freshman year in high school was my last year playing soccer. I actually got injured.
Oh, shit.
I was losing interest in soccer. I'm like, I want to play for the football team for my high school. So I got injured. Unfortunately, I think I didn't break my ankle, but my ankle was hurting. So
Gotcha.
I got tackled and ref didn't call anything. My ankle was, that was it. Season done. Soccer career over.
Damn.
Yeah. So ever since from my sophomore year in high school, I've been playing football.
Right.
Then unfortunately, I wasn't doing good on my so-called progress report. So my mom took me off the team.
Oh,
you know
shit.
what I mean? I mean, it didn't need it. Just a progress report. It's not my final grade. So
Like progress report from school or from the team?
yeah, from school.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
they were
okay,
saying
okay.
falling below and whatever. So my mom like went to the coach. Was like, oh, you know, look at his thing. I'm like, Mom, it's the progress report. It's not even the final grade. You know?
Right.
So then my coach is like, you know what? I think Kyle needs to take a step back. You know, take a little break. So I said, you know, after that, I was trying to play basketball. So football career done because of that.
That's fucked.
Yeah. So I was focusing on basketball. Played a little bit, couple of years. Didn't make my high school team. I was too small. I wasn't prepared for that.
Got you.
So, you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to boxing, focus on that full time. But before I made the switch to boxing, I went back to doing MMA.
Okay.
So I was doing both.
Right.
I was doing both. I kind of felt that maybe MMA was at first. I thought it was better for me because boxing I was okay. You know what I mean? But MMA, you got like, all right, if let's say the person you're fighting, if they have better hands than you,
take him to the floor.
I could tackle him, slam him, kick him. You know what I mean? Elbow him.
Now, did you think about your injury when deciding? Because I mean, if your ankle got messed up, like, did you think that going into the MMA career that might come to haunt you later, or no?
Nah.
Okay.
I didn't think, because I remember I lost interest in soccer. That's why I wanted to play football.
Got you. You were just waiting for a reason, so that injury was the reason to say,
Yeah.
I got you.
So you know, I'm not gonna lie, I do miss it, but man, it I lost interest. So
well, it definitely helped you out in the boxing career for having the legs at this point and the core strength. Because I mean, that's
because soccer, you're running around playing,
and you're running full fucking force, full stop, and then kicking the shit out of that ball.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So
and especially like, you know, outside too, like we was playing up till about Thanksgiving, so we played in the cold too. I had to go through all of that.
Dude, when you think about it, I've never seen. Yo, this is some real shit. I've never seen a fat soccer player. Think about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yo, that was a boom.
You're right, because remember, they gotta run.
Right.
They're
like football
constantly
players are different though, because you could have big guys, you know, linebackers and everything, but you know, and they don't really have to run too far.
Yeah.
They're running bursts. Yo, soccer, bro, I think
90 minutes.
Did you the size of that field?
Same size as a football field.
Like it is, right?
Yeah, it's the same as a football field.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And that's constant. Yo, no.
Yep. For 90 minutes. A full soccer game is 90 minutes long.
And is there a break or no?
Yeah, halftime is 15 minutes. So you play 45 minutes, 15-minute halftime break, and then you play another 45.
So that's 45 minutes of intense, like.
And if it's like if you have to go like to extra time, I think the first half of extra time is 15 minutes. Then the other half is 15 minutes, and after that, penalty kick. So you play 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, mind you, then you got an extra 30 minutes. So, you know what I mean? So that's a long time.
I can't even imagine running 5 blocks at this point.
Yeah.
Like just thinking of playing for real. But so that helped you out big. So you had the stamina going in to the MMA.
Yeah.
And did that help? Did it ease up like the transition, or you were already kind of like?
I was already kind of fit. Because you know, after high school, in high school, mind you, I wasn't like built like how I am right now. I was like skinny, right. Only went like 30 pounds. Right. So I was very small.
Fat index of probably like 1%.
Yeah, I was very small. So then eventually I made this. The way how I made the full switch to boxing was freshman year in college. Mm-hmm. I go to Kingsborough, you know, from Brooklyn.
I went to Kingsborough. Hell yeah.
Hell coincidence.
Yes. Yo, I'll drink to that shit.
Yes, sir.
Kingsborough Community College, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
The college that works for you.
Yo, it's Brooklyn at its finest. Let me tell y'all. If y'all don't know nothing about Brooklyn College, man, let me tell you.
Yeah, so freshman year in Kingsborough, I was still doing MMA. I actually found this cheap gym. It's not cheap, but it was a brand new like state of the art facility. Like not state of the art, but like it was just like compared to regular like gyms.
Right.
It's like you have a fitness center, you have like 2 boxing rings.
Damn.
And they had an MMA cage in there.
Wow, that's
a full locker room with showers and everything. You know what I mean?
That's a facility. Holy shit.
Gym membership, it was only like $30 a month.
Wow, and you have access to all of that.
You have access to all of that. And I'm like, wow, you get all this for $30 a month.
And you get access to the culture, because if there's wherever there's a boxing ring and a cage, you're gonna find fighters.
Yeah.
So you're getting access to the culture.
But the only thing that sucked about it was like when me doing boxing and MMA,
right.
Most of the people that went there were just going for like, you know, for a gym, like to use the weights and to the machines and the treadmill. So there was just only me and my boy that was there doing boxing. You'll see people, you know, here and there, but not really like a full amount of people. But mind you, I understand because the gym was new.
Right.
So not a lot of people really knew about it at first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people got their own places. You know, it's hard to switch up and shit like that, especially if it's a boxing gym, I think.
Yeah. So, you know, one of my classmates in Kingsborough, he's like, "Hey man, did you hear about that free gym in Flatbush?" I'm like, "What free gym in Flatbush? Like boxing gym?" And mind you, I live in Flatbush too. Right. So I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah man, it's a free gym." I'm like, "All right." He gives me the address to this gym, right there, you know, pretty much in the hood, you know. Mm-hmm. It's like you walk straight in. It's like you're going in the garage. You know what I mean? Like you're going underneath the thing.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah. So
under a building.
So it's like you know those buildings with those parking garages that you just drive straight in.
Yeah.
It's like something like that.
Gotcha.
Something very similar to that. So we go in there, open up the door. You know what I mean? I see like a little gym. Like 2 rings, not obviously they're not tiny rings. They're like regular size little. Like,
so not regulation size.
Not for fights, but to like definitely
like the spar and practice and
perfect size. You know, still a big ring. You know,
gotcha.
You know, then I see like a little classroom, like not a little classroom, like a little like tutoring room. So my first trainer, he was like, "Oh, I think he needs an application." You know, so I sign up, be a part of the gym. It's free.
Sweet.
So it's pretty much to make things clear. It's one of those gyms that like it's to get kids off the street. That's the best way I could explain it. So it's open Monday through Friday.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they open Monday through Friday from like around as early as I would say like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they will close like about 7 o'clock, 6:30 or so.
Right.
So, you know, Monday through Friday, 2 to 7, you could say. Mm-hmm. And they have like a tutor. Right. So they will go and like
to help with schoolwork too.
Yeah. So let's say
that's
like
fucking nice.
It's genius too. Yeah. Mine was free. So think about it. You know, a regular kid in high school, you know, because since the gym, they have a cutoff age. I think the age range was like about 21.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's technically meant for like kids. Kids like in school, you know,
junior high school, like, yeah.
You know, freshman year college type of thing.
Exactly. That's amazing. That's a great place.
So you know, especially for the kids in high school, because then they could get out of school, you know, go straight to the gym, you know, do their homework real quick,
right, and then get if I can train. That's crazy.
Train for free, yeah. So it was
so nice.
It was So I said, wow, a free gym, like I don't gotta pay nothing. You can't beat this.
Nope.
Can't beat that.
And you got two rings and you got a trainer.
Exactly. Exactly.
Come on.
You cannot beat that. So that one tutor, probably I would say about 3 trainers approximately. You know, so I was training there for a couple years.
Okay.
So then what happened was that so that gym, one of the downfalls. So all right. So the good is to get kids off the street. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you know, which is excellent, especially for free. I get that because it's also sponsored by the NYPD.
Oh, okay, even better.
So you know, bad thing about that gym is for like, this is what happened to me. So like people who's serious, like who wants to like fight. They had kids there from since they were young, but then they're pretty much training them to turn pro.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So pretty much like for a guy like me, anybody could go train with them, but you will have to like get your license, which is pretty much your amateur license is about, I say around like $80 for the whole year.
Okay.
So your license is $80 for the year. Then you also gotta they say you gotta go every day, train every single day. So I'm like, all right, it makes sense.
Okay.
But for me, it was very hard to do because like my
Life.
not only that, but I also work part time.
Right.
Mind you, I work retail, so retail you don't have a set schedule. 1 week you working 30 hours, the next week you working 15 hours or whatever, depending on the season.
Gotcha.
One day I'm working from like 10 in the morning till 5 p.m. The next day I'm working like 4 p.m. to 9. You know what I mean? So
you're never sure. It's never set.
yeah. So around this time now, I'm pretty much working my first retail job, which is I used to work for Lids.
Okay.
It was a fun.
Hell yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you. It was a fun job.
Yeah, Lids is awesome.
Very fun job. You're on hats and not a boring job. So I would normally do like a closing shift, like I would say like 4 or 5 p.m. to 9. So I was still able to go to the gym.
Hell yeah.
For like maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, train for an hour, and then go straight to work.
Yeah.
But then now I had gotten a much better job. I had gotten an overnight job.
Okay.
So now the issue with this overnight job is like, it's not really an issue, but like, all right, the gym closes at 7 p.m. I could still train from like 4 to 7 and then go to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then
But then
come
you
home
got to
and
get
sleep.
up earlier.
Because I would get home like around like 8 something when I'm working overnight.
Right.
Then I got to do the alternate side parking. So realistically, I'm not sleeping until about 10 o'clock, 10:30. So I would sleep till about 4. Then, you know what I mean? Get ready to go to the gym.
I mean, theoretically, that's a survivable schedule.
Yeah.
But it's tough. But did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
How long?
I did that. Couple months, probably like maybe I would say maybe like around 7 months. Then my work schedule kind of changed. So then now I was able only to go to the gym like maybe 3 times a week. Maybe not even, maybe twice a week. Especially since like they're closed on the weekends. Some like what if I'm free on the weekends? And now like you know what I mean. But working retail, you're never free on the weekends apparently.
That's a fact. Or holidays.
Especially a Saturday, you're never free.
Don't tell me nothing about that. I don't know all about
Especially Sundays. If you get lucky, like you'll probably it will be like your one day off on the weekend. But yeah, so eventually I couldn't really like train as much. So the trainers, they only focus on certain people. So like me being in a sport, training myself, you like in boxing. Here's the thing: you could kind of train yourself, but you can't. Like you could train by yourself, but you training by yourself, you ain't really gaining anything because you don't have a coach or a trainer to say, "Yo, you're throwing this punch wrong." Right.
There's no.
You know what I mean?
You're not learning technique.
Yeah.
You're building your body. Yes. I mean, if you kind of know how to throw a punch properly, I guess you'll survive. But like, if there's no coach, man, I don't think you want to step in that ring, bro. But some people are naturals, though. You know what I mean?
I know,
but still, even if you're a natural, a trained boxer will knock you the fuck out.
So here's the thing. So imagine now going to the gym. You're training. So all you're doing is just shadow boxing, and you're just hitting the heavy bag.
Pretty much.
That's all you're doing is hitting the heavy bag. But you're like, all right, like nobody teaching me nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would ask sometimes some of the traders, I'm like, yo, let's hit the mitts. Oh nah, this person has a fight. Oh nah, man. Oh nah, like you know what I mean? So
so they ignored you basically.
Yeah, they ignored. I remember one time what I did it for me. One time was one of the pro boxers. Now he was training with the coach. So mind you, when we're training ourselves, we're just hitting the heavy bag, and sometimes we're just sitting around like, yo, I'm bored. Like I'm bored.
Basically.
So he's like, come on, guys, are we doing anything? That's what the coach is yelling. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, let's hit the mitts. He was like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? And they wanted one of his pro boxers like, oh, I thought he was joking when you asked that question. So that was like the final straw. So I had left, and I went to another gym. But the way how this started was, I kind of booked like a free boxing class just to get in the gym for that day for free, if that makes sense.
Got you.
Because gyms normally a day pass is like around $30, $35. So I'm like, you know what? Let me book a class so I could get in, do the class, and I could just do the whole training session for, you know what I mean, for free.
Right.
Went there, did the class. Mind you, listen, during the class, it's not just beginning boxing class. You also have intermediate, advances, sparring. So the class I did was the intermediate.
Okay.
Listen, that intermediate class, man, I learned more than I did at that other gym.
Right.
Honestly.
In one lesson.
Yeah. Like actually, I actually hit pads in a class session more times than I ever did at that gym.
Well, that kind of helps.
Yeah. So like, you know what I mean? You hit in the mid, like it was a good class. Like it was a good training session. I felt I gained experience and
technique,
stuff.
yes.
Technique.
Yes.
Then
you sparred against the real person
Yeah.
who was moving
That's
the midst.
whole
and
part of the
shit.
experience.
Hell
Yeah.
man.
So, you know, one of the trainers that was there, you know, I started talking to him or whatever. He see me hitting heavyweight. He's like, "Yo, put your elbows in a little tighter." You know what I mean? So
yeah. So then the coaching began, and they began to shape you now.
So so he's like, so that gym they have like trainers who teach classes, and they have clientele there too, and they also have, I would say, how you explain this, independent trainers who's not hired by the gym, but they will pay a monthly membership just to be there, and then they'll pick up their own clients.
Got it. That makes sense. That's a pretty cool way to operate, actually.
Yep. So he was one of the independent trainers. So
Okay.
So that's how it all started. And my training, like, I would usually pay around $280 a month. That's what it first started.
But that's a pretty good education. I mean, if you, like you said, you were serious about actually trying to do it, and so I would say it's worth it. And I mean, like, well, how long did it take till you actually had your first match? Like, even, you know what I mean, even in the smaller gyms.
I would say maybe about a little over a year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the first couple training sessions, even the first day, my trainer's like, "Yo, man, like, you're nice, man. You just needed a trainer. Like, we're doing the mix. He's like, "Yo, you got speed, you got power, like, you know what I mean?" And I'm like,
I seen it in the video, yo.
I'm like, you see, like, you know, so
you Mayweathered him.
Yeah. So I was training for about over a year, 2 years, you know. Then eventually my third year in the gym, what happened was my membership ran out. You know what I mean? So at the time, you know, retail gets slow or whatever. So my membership had ran out. So what I ended up doing was going back at the other gym.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But while I'm at that new gym, I'm still showing face like a little bit here and there at the old gym.
At the old gym,
so
the free one.
Yeah, because I'm still welcome. They know my face. Right. You know, they'll let you in. Right. So yeah, I went there. I went back training over there for like maybe around 2 months or so.
What did they think when you came back with all your new knowledge and experience? Did they respect it?
Nah, still same thing. I mean, some of the other, like I would say, people that usually go to the gym, they're like, "Yo, I seen you at a new gym," and you know what I mean. So same, you know what I mean. You know how it is, like same thing, just, you know, bullshitting. But I was much better around this time, so I found like a group of people that usually, after we done with training at the gym, they'll walk around my way on the way home. So right. I would hold the mitts for them too, and you know, so that's how I kind of got the end of like training, like, you know, holding mitts and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, it's true, because you got to learn how to train too. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I was helping them a little bit. Then went back to my old gym. Was training. Yeah, I trained for around like another year, another couple months, and then that's how I got into this underground fight. So I'm not gonna say the name of the company or whatever, but
no names.
Yeah. They have an Instagram. They're pretty much known. They're known on Instagram. So I'm like, yo, I want to fight. You know what I mean? Hit up one of the promoters. He hits me back probably maybe like 2 days later or so. He's like, yo, I found somebody for you. So yeah, that's how I pretty much had my first underground fight. How did,
like, without going into, you know, again, names or stuff, like, but how does that like go down? I mean, like, is it an official ring, or is it like,
all right,
how does it work? Like, does it look like,
is it
just like somebody's bedroom?
Here's the funny thing. Here's the funniest thing about this company, right? All right, when they first started this thing, they had an official, it wasn't a ring, but it was like, I would say like a pit.
Okay.
So they'll have like there will be like in a mechanic auto shop, because it's a big setting. Shit. And they could close the gates and everything, and so it makes it look like there's nothing going on.
Right. Oh no shit.
So, you know, think about, you're in a warehouse, cop ain't gonna really go in the warehouse and really see what's going on, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
So they have a little pit or a little square or octagon or whatever you call it. Fences around, you know, And then it's like they have
so it's like a cage almost.
Yeah, like not like with like with just fences around, you know, little cage, and they have like a mat, you know, in the middle and stuff like that. And there's people like around watching it. So that's pretty much what the setup was. And then
gloves or bare knuckle?
Gloves.
Okay.
Like whatever type of gloves, they will have like the little like the BS Modell's gloves, like you know, like the little,
got it, just for show, basically.
Yeah, like the little, like the, you know, Modell. No disrespect to Modell's, but you're not gonna get good quality boxing gloves at a retail store, realistically.
To sidetrack, how do you know the difference, like what's good and not good?
All right, so they will use like a synthetic leather, so it's not real leather. Like, you know what I mean?
What would that do for you? So, like, what would do or not do?
All right, so what I mean by that is like, all right, so when it comes to boxing, I use horsehair gloves.
Okay. So
pretty much the cushion around the glove, like, will pretty much
it moves
around. It moves around.
Okay.
That's the type of gloves, you know. You have horsehair with mixed with foam. The gloves at Modell's pretty much like they're not really. It's like synthetic. It's not really real leather. It's not durable. It's very cheap.
I got you. So you can bust those up in a
few. I remember I bought a brand new gloves at Modell's. Bought a brand new pair of gloves. I went trained after the first day. The gloves had a little tear in them already. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Well, so if you want real like good quality boxing gloves, like
pay some money.
Like, yeah, don't get it at a sporting goods store. That's what I should pretty much say.
Got you. You got to order them or have them custom made.
You have to order them. Yeah, they would have like MMA shops and boxing shops who will have the real gloves. You know what I mean? Okay. You know, but as far as like your sporting goods stores, don't buy that at a sporting goods store.
What's the price difference in that? Something like that.
Sporting goods store, like, so the Modell's ones, those are like around. Those are 16-ounce gloves. So those are for like sparring. You use 16-ounce gloves. So those were going like around for, I would say, like, I think like maybe $40 or so, $50, something like that. Like $40 something dollars, $50. Real boxing gloves. A good pair of training gloves. As little as $50.
Okay.
As low as $50. Sometimes you could get them on sale for like maybe around $40, $50. Like 40,
and they'll still
$45.
be that good quality.
They'll be like decent quality. They're like, yeah, like I would say entry level.
Gotcha.
Like gloves for someone who's getting in, who's new to boxing, who doesn't want to pay hundreds of dollars for a glove, and it's like they're just starting out. You know, they'll get a good pair of $50 gloves, right. See how they like it.
Right.
If they don't like it, all right, it's only $50, and at least the equipment lasted a little bit, you know?
I noticed you said training gloves and actual boxing gloves.
So what's
the difference?
All right, so you have training gloves is pretty much to use for like mitt work, bag work. You pretty much use like, you know, for mitt work and bag work.
Okay.
You have bag gloves, which is specifically just for the heavy bag. So those are a bit more like bigger, you know what I mean? Have harder leather because they're meant to like, you know, once you're punching, like, you know, the cushion, once you're punching the bag, you know what I mean? All that impact, you know, is pretty much more.
So they're softer, basically.
Yeah.
They protect your fist better because they're made to beat a hard surface, essentially.
Then you have, obviously, you have your sparring gloves. It's pretty much just meant for sparring.
What's the difference with those?
Sparring gloves are...
Like from the heavy bag gloves?
Sparring gloves are usually... They come as low as 14-ounce gloves, but this usually... most people get 16-ounce sparring gloves.
So that's 16 ounces per glove per hand?
Well, it depends on the type of gloves, yeah. Well, there's 8-ounce gloves. But
meaning like 16 and 16?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're adding weight to your fist.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So yeah.
So you actually hit harder because of it automatically.
No, I wouldn't say harder. Actually, the reason why the gloves are like sparring gloves are bigger is when you're sparring, you're not really meaning to hurt somebody.
Gotcha.
You're meant to like, at least you're meant to do contact, but not to injure nobody. Gotcha. So the bigger the glove, the much better or softer it is.
Gotcha. So you don't hit them as hard. Like okay. So now let's talk about the actual. Now we're going into a fight.
A fight. All right. So you have 8 ounces and 10-ounce gloves.
Your choice or the matchmaker's choice?
The weight.
Your body weight.
Yeah. So from all the way up to 147 pounds, you use 8-ounce gloves. And then from like 152 and up, they use 10-ounce gloves.
Why so?
Because, all right, so think about it, like 152, which is junior middleweight, and once you go into like 100 and like 155, like super middleweights and like heavyweights,
Right.
they're bigger people. You know what I mean? They're better strength, more strength, I would say.
Okay.
So like let's say you know Canelo Alvarez, right? He's a low boxer. Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
Right.
I love boxing.
He's a middleweight.
This is why I'm asking all these questions.
He's a middleweight.
Mhm.
So like those guys are on his weight class, they could punch.
Big, bro.
They don't even have to be a knockout artist.
Right.
Just for their size alone, they could punch.
Dude, Canelo's fucking huge.
Yep.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
he's a wide person. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, it depends on your weight, honestly. You know?
Got you. So, all right. So, and now okay. So now the fight gloves. Now how would they be formulated for cushion or no cushion? Like as opposed to the sparring gloves. let's say, in
so fight
comparison.
gloves, they're more compact.
Okay.
They're more smaller. Also, you have so like remember I told you how when I was training, I would use like horsehair gloves.
Right.
So horsehair gloves technically have less padding and more horsehair, but you could pretty much like every time you punch, you could feel it with your knuckles.
Oh.
So let's say if you're a puncher, let's say like Manny Pacquiao, he would use a horsehair glove, a puncher's glove, yeah.
Also, there's a puncher's. I see.
There's punchers, yeah. They also have like softer gloves. So like let's say like Floyd Mayweather, he was using Grant. That's the name of the brand. He uses Grant.
Okay.
So Grants are excellent at protecting fighters' hands. But also you also have those like in between, like they're good for punching, but also good to protect your hands. So like Grant is
balanced.
Grant is a good balance company. Rival is a good balance company with the punchers and protects your hand. Everlast has a line too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so they're horsehair or a combination of horsehair and foam.
Yeah, or just foam by itself or whatever.
I got you. So a puncher's okay. So that's most of it. So a puncher's is gonna have horsehair most likely.
Or horsehair and foam. Yeah,
and foam. Okay, if the guy's serious. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's dope.
So there's different sides. Yeah. So when you're training, let's say you're just training for conditioning, you would use a bigger 16-ounce gloves because they're heavier.
Right.
So you know what I mean?
you to swing, like to go work through the weight or actually have the weight recoil on you too, I think. So even when you're on the recoil, it's crazy.
Exactly. So so when you're training or just do conditioning, you use a bigger glove. When you're hitting the heavy bag too, you would normally want to protect your hands, so you're hitting a bigger glove.
So you can hit that shit with all your strength.
So like 14-ounce gloves, or sometimes if you want to work on a little bit of speed too, I will usually throw in like a 12-ounce glove, maybe even a 10-ounce. You know, sometimes even 8-ounce too. You know what I mean? It depends on the person. Like me, like when I'm training for a fight, for pros it's 10 ounces. For amateurs it's 10 ounces too. But let's say if it's like fight, when you're training for a fight, I kind of would usually use like a smaller glove, like maybe like a 10-ounce glove. So I would use the same glove as my weight class when I'm fighting in the fight. Gotcha. So that way when I'm training, I'm simulating like the fight speed and the hand speed.
Exactly. Okay.
And it conditions your wrist and your knuckles too.
For that setup, I got you.
Yeah,
that's dope. So,
So those are the different gloves, and going back to that to the fight that I had, the underground fight.
Yeah, man.
He was using the 16-ounce, the models cheap, but I mean, it's not professional boxing.
Well, now we know all about gloves. So now that goes into context. They gave him cheap ass gloves.
Yeah.
So basically, they're essentially puncher's gloves, but that don't protect you.
Not really puncher's gloves. They're like sparring gloves. You could say those big, cheap leather. You know what I mean? I mean, you think about it. You're running an underground fight, right? You're gonna have like some gloves. Or you think about it. You have different people that's gonna be fighting. What are you gonna do? You're gonna buy some cheap gloves, or you're gonna just let them use expensive gloves. Of course, I'm gonna buy some
cheap gloves in all sizes. Here you go. They're in that. Yeah. They're in that cabinet. Go ahead. Help yourself.
Yeah, what they probably must have did was they probably must have like bought like maybe like 6 pairs of like gloves from Odell's, and they're like, yo, all right, here, that's it.
We got them.
Those are the gloves that fighters are gonna use. Right. You can use your own hand wraps. So yeah, I did that.
So how was your first fight?
It was funny. It was actually kind of funny because I wasn't really training for that because I wasn't expecting to get a fight. So literally the week going up to the fight, or I would say maybe like probably knew. Nah, actually, I knew about the fight maybe 5 days in advance.
Right.
So in 5 days, from 4 to 5 days, yeah, I think it was for around 4 days. From 4 days or so going into the fight, I didn't really train. Like, you know, I'm like, I already, like, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna be fighting somebody who doesn't really know how to fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause
wild
you know,
haymakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so you know, this was probably maybe they did this show probably maybe like not a show. They did this. They had this like this fight thing going on for like maybe about a little less than a year, I would say, or maybe a year. But that's not the case. So I finally did it. It was in the same setup like I told you, like that little like garage or whatever. So I actually went with a couple of people, mind you.
Just in case.
Yeah, we hop on the train. I'm not gonna say what borough it is because it's gonna give away the company. But you know, we hop on the train, we go there, we get there, we finally get in. You know, yeah, we're just chilling. Like all the fighters are chilling in this room upstairs. People are coming in. Mind you, I thought I was running late for the fight because I remember they said it starts at. What did they tell me? They either told me it started like at 7 or like 8, something like that. I forgot the time. I'm thinking, or was it maybe even 9? I can't remember. Nonetheless, I forgot the time. Nonetheless, I was late to the fight or to the whole thing. Like I was like legit 30 minutes late. I'm running 30 minutes. I'm like shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
On the train, we got to get to where we got to go. We finally get there. They're still admitting people in. Like they whole thing didn't even start yet.
Nice.
Yes.
Yo, how good did that feel? No, because I'm perpetually late myself. Though. So when you get there and shit is still good, you're like, yo, go on. I'm in there now. Let's go. Talk
Yeah,
to me.
man, legit, like 20 minutes past the start time. 30, I get there,
Right.
and people in, you know, I'm like, all right, calm, set up. Mind you, they got people selling like liquor too, t-shirts.
Going on, Ish?
Yeah.
We got Ish in the building.
How you doing, man? All right, but yeah, so we're there chilling.
So basically, it was a card. How many people were on the card that night?
Amount of fights, I would say probably like 8 fights.
Damn.
Probably like around like 8. Yeah, like about 8 fights.
It's a good.
Funny too, because I was actually the first fight of the night.
No shit.
Yes.
Okay.
So we get there, we're checking in. You know what I mean? They writing out who. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, what's your weight? And I was just telling my weight. They pretty much find somebody like about the same size as you. So they have the, you know. So mind you, I find out who I'm fighting. I'm like, all right. I find out who I'm fighting. I take a good look at him. Little short Asian kid. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, some light work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some light work.
Okay.
So yeah, so you know they're like, all right, all the fighters come, you know. So they did the opening intro to the show. All the fighters went in the middle of the pit, so they see, you know what I mean.
Dope.
That it was funny, you know. But just before that, I asked the promoter, I'm like, what number am I fighting? He looks at the sheet. Mind you, like it's not like my name is on the top of the list or the bottom. I'm like in the middle, like top middle, bottom middle. He's like, he looks at me, he's like 1. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo, just let him in. Let's go.
You know? Yeah, so you know they did it at the first fight of the night. Mind you, the crowd was hype. You know what I mean?
Yo,
it was crazy. It was,
dude. You opened the night. Yo, I'll drink to that.
Yep.
Yo, I will drink to that. That's worth drinking to right there. You opened the fucking setup. Now tell me you knocked this man out.
Yeah. So first, you know, so
how many rounds, if I may ask?
It was three 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
You know, 3 2-minute rounds. I'm like, you know, that's good enough. 3 rounds is good enough. 2 minutes is a good, because you know you have haymakers. They're gonna be tired. They're gonna be losing their energy.
After the first round. Well, anyway, tell me what happened.
Yeah. First round, I pretty much gave it to him. I didn't really do anything. I pretty much was like just trying to fill him out. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, the dude, you know, I wouldn't say he has power, but he was a trained boxer. Not to like how I was training to turn pro, but he was like you could tell he actually went to the gym. He actually kind of sparred.
So he wasn't throwing wild haymakers.
Yeah, he was a little like had a little he had a little skill to him.
Footwork or no?
Footwork, I didn't really. I was in peekaboo style for the fight, so I didn't really check his footwork really.
Copy. What does that mean? Hold on.
Peekaboo style is pretty much like, people keep saying like Mike Tyson. he was using the peekaboo, the way how he was holding his
like hands like this or something,
and swirling, dipping, and going under. Yeah.
I seen you do that in the video because that's what you did. I think you came up on.
Yeah.
You went down and you came out. You know, boop boop.
Yeah. The reason why I was using the peekaboo was pretty much because it's like a high guard offense. So pretty much all you gotta do is just put your hands up. Listen. You could be bad on defense. All you gotta do is just put your hands up, and since you can't see the punches coming in, you just cover up. You're gonna pretty much block most of the punches coming to your head.
But if they go to the side, you just move your hand out essentially.
Yeah. Sometimes they can still. Yeah, it's pretty much more of like all right, I'm not good enough to see the punches coming. I don't have fast reflexes. I'm just gonna put my hands up so I can at least block most of the punches coming.
Got you. So it's like a defensive stance, but,
a little, yeah.
But at the same time, it's evasive.
You're subjectable to the body because your hands is held up high.
Right.
But I mean, you're covering your face, so
most of the when I seen you in stance, you also were ducking down. I guess that's to defend the body, right?
Yeah.
Got you. Anyway.
Yeah. So the first round, I was pretty much a peekaboo style. You know what I mean? The crowd getting hype. He beating him. You know what I mean?
Was he landing stuff on you?
He was landing stuff, but I wasn't really throwing that much. You know, throwing that much punches really. Like I was just pretty much just defending. You know.
Did he hit you with anything at any point that had you thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I should adjust?
Not really.
Nice.
He connected on some punches where the crowd was like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I'll give you the round.
Right.
Then next, you know, second round start. You know, he's pretty. I'll give him like maybe the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Nah, not even that. I'll give him the first 15 seconds. First 15, 20 seconds of the second round. But, you know, he's hitting me. That's when I show you the video where I said, you know what? All right, let me start to fire back immediately.
That was him.
Yeah. So that's why I hit him with a nice little, like, what? You know, I think it was like a overhand right.
It was like a 3-piece.
It was like three straight overhand. It was 3 straight overhand rights because he's hitting me. I'm like, you know what? Let me just cover up once I feel the punches come in, landing my hand. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fire back immediately. Right. Landed the first overhand, landed 2 more right after that. Boom, knee hits the floor. I'm like, all right, that's a knockdown. Right. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Gets up, you know, hit him again with another one too. Bomb, you know.
Right.
The crowd was like, oh. After the first knockdown, the crowd was going crazy. It was like, wow, yeah. But what was messed up though was that the crowd was on his side. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. He was the hometown favorite, I guess. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? I took the second round because I knocked him down. You gotta give me that round. I knocked him down, hit him a couple of times, you know what I mean? Some good combinations. The third round was more of like me just wearing him down, if that makes sense.
Yes. Makes sense.
So I'm like, he's tired, man. He wastes a good amount of energy first round. First 15, 20 seconds, you know, he's coming hard at me too. I knocked him down, so I slowed him down.
Right.
I take the second round. Now, mind you, he's getting tired. Right. Third round, he's tired already. I'm just like walking him down. You know what I mean?
And he's worried about you already now.
Yeah, they're like, I remember one time, there was a point where he was tired. I'm hitting him or whatever. Then the referee's asking me, "Yo, you good?" He's like, "I'm freaking tired, man." Yeah.
Walk that boy right.
I'm freaking tired. Yeah. So then I'm like, all right.
Did it go to the TKO essentially?
Nah, he made it through. He survived.
He survived.
The only thing I would give him was maybe just before the round ended, maybe like 20 seconds left in the round. He probably hit me. He hit one of his punches. Probably got through my guard. He hit me. But that was pretty much the only thing he really had for the third round. For the most part, I walked him down most of the round. I wore him down, you know.
So you got 2 rounds on him essentially on the card.
Yeah.
Got you. So that's just, what do they call it? Is that a win? Is that a TKO?
We call it a decision.
Decision win. So thank you.
So yeah, you got split decision and you got unanimous decision. And you got split decision, unanimous decision, and you got majority decision.
Got it.
So listen, any decision
is a win. It's a W. Hell yeah, bro. But for your first fight and being the first guy up for that night on the card, that's crazy. Yeah, man. That's crazy.
And then I remember, I think the second fight was like some fight. I think it was like the second fight was I think it was 2 girls fighting.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, that was like two. So that whole night was lit, man. Like
How gassed were you after that for the rest of that night, yo?
I was tired. I was tired. You know, we took pictures after the fight. I was tired, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But like, how good did you feel from taking the W? You know what I mean? That's what I meant.
It felt real good. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you. Some like it was. Some of the punches I was throwing was a little sloppy, but listen, man, it was my first fight, an underground fight, and I didn't train the week of the fight too. We could pretty much say. Well,
it sounds like you controlled the fight first and foremost, and that right there is a testament to the training, and you know that the strategy works.
Yeah, cause the thing with me, I was pretty much more of like I want to get him up out of that, so I'm just like throwing overhand, like over, cause it just keeps landing. So I'm just like,
fuck it, if it keeps landing, keep throwing it.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you know what I mean? I was pretty much trying to knock him out, if that means. That's why I said it was kind of, maybe I felt it was a little sloppy. You know, but you know, listen, man.
But he was open.
Fight, yeah,
he was open, and you took the opportunity. So no, I don't want to call that sloppy, because up until that point, you were the best you could be.
Yeah.
So you know, that's dope. How many fights did you have in your career so far?
Underground, I would say like about 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
All W's.
Yeah.
Yo, can you tell me about the other 2?
The other 2, they were pretty much like, I would say like bullshit. If that makes sense. It wasn't like my first fight. It was pretty much more. It was like, I would say like easy, just like.
Gotcha, just a walk.
Decision, yeah, easy decision.
Oh, but did any of them lose consciousness, or did they all survive?
Nah, they all survived. It was more of like, I'm just practicing just with tempo. Like, it was pretty much like an easy W.
Got you.
Those are easy. Those are more, yeah, because those people I was fighting wasn't really like they're like haymaker punches. So it's more of like a, all right, I'm a dodge the hit.
You Mayweathered the both of them.
You could pretty much say it. I'm just like scoring. I'm just like, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. Yeah. The first fight was I would say that was the most fight I would say you could say maybe worried. Not worried, but
it was the most intense.
I would say, yeah, because he had gotten around, you know what I mean, which is the first round.
Right.
But that's the thing I like about boxing, and not like a high school fight. You know what I mean? Like, and like these fights on the street and in school,
it's different.
You only get like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, man. Screw that, man. If I'm fighting somebody, let's go rounds. Like, all right.
He said, let's go rounds.
Nah, like, all right. It's not. Think about it. It's not fair. Like, let's say for you fighting somebody, a random guy on the street.
Man.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing I like about boxing, because with boxing, if you have a problem with somebody, or say maybe using your hands, I would say, if you have a problem with somebody, you
can invite them to the ring.
Yeah, not even that, but like just like on the street in general. Let's say, for example, this person doesn't like this person. Y'all should settle it 1-on-1. Why you gotta be this person gotta jump in, and then why this person gotta pull out a gun or a knife? You know what I mean? Like, I think we should be men. If you have a problem with somebody, just have like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and just do what they gotta do. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Exactly.
That would be honorable, but the problem is people are not, and some people refuse to lose too. That's how people get hurt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like when I see
unfortunately,
people, when you see people getting knocked out and they just keep getting up and walking towards the same person, like you're gonna get fucking seriously hurt now.
Yep.
You know, and so.
Yeah,
that street shit is, I don't know, man.
But that's the one good thing I liked about the underground company, because they had call outs, and there was like, all right, if you have a problem with somebody, whatever,
you can call them out,
call them up, let y'all do what y'all gotta do in the ring.
That's so dope.
And they did it very entertaining. It was very entertaining.
I'm sure they put helmets on those guys, right?
Nah, no headgear.
No headgear. Oh my god.
16-ounce gloves and a mouthpiece if you got.
Get them.
Pretty much almost everybody had a mouthpiece.
Oh fuck.
Pretty much everybody.
Thank God they thought of that part.
So yeah, it's pretty much
Yo, that's crazy.
And that night was a lit night, because they had girls fighting, and then they had this other person was cheating, and they actually had like a tag team fight.
What?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
So it was like, all right, it was pretty much like, all right, 2 people. It's not like no WWE where like you gotta tag somebody, and it's actually like both of them is in the ring. Like, you're going up against one person on one side, and then this person is going up against the other person on the other side.
Can you switch up?
Yeah.
What?
You can switch up, but pretty much.
Can you tag team somebody, like one person?
Not really, because you got somebody to deal with. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, it would be like.
So that was pretty much that was lit. Like, they had creative stuff like that, and then that also like creative fights like that too. Their venues was just like funny too. Like they'll have like out of these world venues. I remember like maybe the show after mine. No, not the show after mine. The 2 shows after mine. They did like a venue in a pickup truck.
What do you mean?
Not a pickup truck.
An RV?
Nah, an 18-wheeler, a tractor truck.
Oh no shit.
So they legit had people fighting in the tractor truck. Yes.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
They had
a very creative company. I like that.
They had that, right? Another venue I remember was in the laundromat. They had it in the laundromat. Yes.
Damn, that's some butterbean shit from Jackass.
They had one in the laundromat.
What?
Another venue which was funny too. I think what was it? It was a deli.
Whoa. How did shit not get knocked over? They made room.
Listen, man. With me, I was just like, yo, how did they book these things? Obviously, with a truck, anybody could just rent a truck and you could just do what you got to do. Yeah, you know. But a laundromat, I'm like, yo, y'all like how did y'all like rent a whole laundromat?
Someone got paid.
Yeah.
Someone made $200 for the hour.
Either that, and then I'm like the deli. I'm like, yo, y'all already knew someone who had a deli.
So you can fight and eat after what?
They had a deli. I'm just trying to think. I can't really think of what other venues they had, but they actually had crazy venues like that. I think one was like a rooftop somewhere, some shit.
That's
like that.
dope. You know they should probably had one on a boat somewhere. You know that.
Yeah, they had some creative. Listen, the laundromat and the deli ones is crazy.
That's some Street Fighter type shit, like Ryu type shit. Fucking that's dope. I respect shit like that. I've never been to one of these live, so
yeah.
You gotta.
Matter of fact, they actually do have a show coming up. They do have a show coming up. I think later this month.
Okay.
It's either later this month or early next month, but I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, let me know because this is something like I've never seen this live.
Yeah,
you know, but
and it's Go ahead.
Do you still participate or? Nah,
it's been years. It's been years since I would say maybe like 4 years or so.
Okay.
It's been years. Would I do it again? Yeah, I would definitely. Fuck it, you know what I mean? Especially since I haven't like been in the gym in a while. I would definitely have like one of those as a tune up, and then I'll have, you know what I mean, an amateur fight as a tune up, and then I'm maybe turn pro, maybe just have like 2 fights, go 2-0, maybe retire or something like that, you know?
Dude, I think you should do it.
Yeah,
I think you should do it. I
ain't gonna lie to you. If I do, like, I think like, cause boxing, listen with me, it's like. When it comes to boxing, it's like I would just like take a lot of different pro styles and put it in my game. Like that's what you should be doing. But like, I mean, like for example, like
that's Bruce Lee type shit.
Like peekaboo defense. Like you know, I have a very good high guard. You know,
what would you mix with that?
All right, another defensive stance I use is called the Philly shell. Mayweather usually uses that.
One
him
up,
and
one
Adrian
down.
Broner,
One up and one down. Yeah, I love that one.
I love that because it's so easy to use. It's very effective.
And the jab, that loose jab you have.
Yep. And like all you gotta do just very little subtle movements, and you could block multiple punches.
But also from there, it's like a little viper sting.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like if the punches are coming out like that one, and then you got that low hand to kind of I guess that's your guard hand.
That's something just like I would definitely be. I think I would be like one of those like.
Hell yeah,
I still got time, you know. I'm only 26 still.
This is what I'm saying.
Listen, man. Wilder didn't start boxing until he was 22. I've been boxing before that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the one good thing about boxing. It's never too late to turn pro. Like, it gotta make sense though. But like,
age wise, it has to make sense.
Yeah, age wise has to make sense. But nowadays, anybody could turn pro,
dude. But you're in your prime right now, age wise, and you already have the experience. Listen, I'm saying it first right here on the podcast. Kyle, I think you should get back into it.
Yeah.
Teach me how to be the cut man. I'll be the cut man. I'll be spewing that fucking lingo and I gotta kick his ass, boy.
Yeah, cause listen, man, boxing like is good. It's also a good workout too. You know what I mean? Self defense.
I think that's the ultimate workout. I think, dude.
Yeah, but
you're fighting for your
life.
Listen,
boxing is finally coming back. I wouldn't say it was ever dead, but you know, back in the days when Tyson was fighting, everybody was ordering.
I'll be honest. I mean, I've been a fan of boxing for a while, and even when MMA burst onto the scene, the original when Hoist Gracie was wearing the gi
Yep,
type shit,
yep.
when it was the Ultimate Fighter type shit. I still watch boxing at the same time. Like that's the only sport
but
that
now,
I watch.
But now it's like I feel like when I mean like boxing is back, it's like
You got new talent.
yeah. But Mayweather, he was the reason why a lot of people who don't even watch boxing. Oh, it's Mayweather,
Right.
Because his fame, popularity. A lot of people that don't even watch boxing. A lot of like
They still know Mayweather, Tyson,
and they'll
Foreman,
order the
all
fight.
Guys, yeah.
They'll order the fight, you know.
Yeah.
Just because it's Mayweather, they'll watch the fight.
Absolutely.
And then nowadays, what he started doing now, especially with like the Jake Pauls, I like these celebrity
Taking
fights.
the celebrity fights.
And then, and like Nate Robinson did it.
Why
Like,
not?
you know what I mean?
Conor McGregor
Yeah.
was the poster child for what can happen if you do that.
And then I think they got an NBA player, Deron Williams. I think he's gonna be fighting one of them too or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if you should do that.
Especially what happened to Nate Robinson too. That was crazy. I'm pretty sure you seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, boxing, like I said, anybody can turn pro. He got his good and his bad. You know what I mean? That's how easy it is. Honestly.
Well, I think you should do it, and I think we're gonna we're gonna see you have a fucking dope record, because if we get a power punch somewhere in there, you should mix. You know what? You should mix power punching with that stance. I mean, in my limited. You know what I mean? Because if you could duck and shit like that, you duck in and... I mean, I don't know if that's a style or a stance, but I'd fucking just hide and fucking viper out with something ridiculous. And if that connects, that's when the other connect comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Power punch and peace.
Yeah, I definitely got to start to get back in the gym, because when I had went to that gym I was at, when I was paying with the trainer, it was kind of a little hard because I was still working part-time. Well, I was getting hours, like around like 30-something hours a week, you could pretty much say.
Right.
But then, I have to pay $280. I mean, back then, listen, man, I got
expensive.
Yeah, like $280 a month.
It's expensive.
Mind you, like, then gear, you know what I mean?
It's another.
That's the reason why my delay is so long in boxing too, because number one, I got to pay the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
But we did different, we could work out different type of deals and stuff like that. So I got to pay him. The gym, I don't even know if I have to even pay again, because what happened was the gym I was at, I was pretty much helping out with them. I was helping out with the gym, so pretty much long story short, the gym will host fight nights too.
Okay.
Mind you, the new gym I was at.
Nice.
So like Fridays, like maybe like every other month on a Friday, they will host a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So when people came in, I would pretty much help like serve beer, serve food. You know what I'm trying to say?
Cigar Talk was listening the whole time. Sorry to interrupt. He goes,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, bro. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Cigar Talk. Thanks for chilling with us. He goes, if I was gonna box, I'd show up with my fat gut hanging over a G-string. Jeez. I think they'd make sure you fight first.
Oh man.
I'd make sure you fight first too.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he's here to fight. All right, send him in.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyways, my fault.
Yeah, nah. So yeah, I was helping out the gym, serving, like, like people come on, want a Corona, I'll, like, pour the Corona in the cup, stuff like
Right.
that, give it to them, collect the money. Sometimes I'll watch like the back gate to make sure nobody like come through the back to sneak people in. I would do it, you know what I mean? Like get like a little, maybe like $20 at the end of the night.
Yo, whatever, you were in the lifestyle.
And you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'll help out the gym. So mind you, I never had to like, that's when I was up at the gym, I never had to pay to get in.
See?
So mind you, it was just the trainer I was paying.
That's dope.
It was just the trainer I was paying. Yeah, and I was just going for free. Like it was dope.
You definitely got to get back into it, because the way you're talking about it, I could see the passion just flowing.
But here's the thing now. I don't. I'm hoping I don't have to pay the gym. You know what I mean? I don't mind paying, but then I'm just like, damn it, I gotta pay the trainer. Then I gotta pay the gym, right?
Yep.
Then now I gotta buy gear now.
Gear again,
I need new boots. You know what I mean? That's like about $100.
I believe that.
Or so. $80 to $100. I have a shit ton of gloves, but I want fresh gloves, like
Sure.
like you know what I mean.
Come on,
a good pair of boxing gloves to like last will run you about $80 to $400.
I believe it. I totally believe it.
You know what I mean? Like so I need to I have good gloves still, but I mean obviously I'm gonna need some fresh ones pretty shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're starting off fresh if you're gonna come back into it. Fresh pair of trainers and a fresh pair of fighters.
Yeah, then gotta get gloves. Then I gotta get a headgear to start sparring. You know what I mean? That's another $100, or $80 or so.
Shit, it's expensive.
You know,
so you got to invest like $1,000 at the end of the day for the first month.
Yeah,
it's with the trainer and with all the gear.
All the gear.
You're talking at least $500 worth of gear if you're talking.
Yeah, about
decent quality stuff.
Yep.
You know, and then $280 for the trainer. Yeah, and then the odds and ends. Yeah. You're at about a stack, but like,
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, man. Listen, we're coming to the fights.
Don't get me wrong. I could make work with the gloves and stuff I got now, but I definitely do need the boots because my boots they're pretty much done. Not done, but I need a new pair of boots. You know.
Listen, man, you're a gambling man too, so we can do a little betting on the fights. You know what I'm saying? If we got a short win on our hands,
and that's the reason why I haven't been in the gym too, is because I've been playing poker recently. Because right now, like honestly, the main reason why I took a little bit of break too was because I had brought a bike.
Right.
I had bought a bike back in 2019, like a motorcycle. So it was summertime. I'm enjoying the weather. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I'm riding around enjoying the weather. That's what I kind of took a little break, year break.
Man. You gotta try some new shit. You know.
Then COVID started.
Then
gyms closed.
Fucked up.
Gyms closed. Then now they open back up the gym. Now only this percentage could go in. Now they're like, you gotta have a vaccine to go into the gym. So now I can't even go into the gym. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna just keep playing poker.
Right.
You know, make some side money on that too. And then I even thought to myself, I'm like, honestly too, like, as much as I love boxing, I could probably potentially like make more money in poker than boxing, because with boxing now, I still gotta have maybe like 2 amateur fights to even like prepare me to turn pro, or I have a couple more to like. Because remember, I've been out the game for years.
Nah, dude, you can't. No.
I need to have a couple of like warm up fights, and then I gotta wait for a promoter, then find the right promoter, and then find the right contract and stuff like that. That's gonna take some time, and then you know what I mean. And when you first start turning pro, unless you sign to like one of those top promoters, you can have fights you get paid like $300.
Sure.
And
you probably make more off the underground fights than that.
Yeah. You
know. But like I said, with the underground fights, there's always a chance for side betting. So if you have your people there, and we know it's a sure win, like you looked at that first guy and like it's easy work. Okay. Yeah,
man. That's listen, man. Also, man, the good thing too is sports betting. I think is going to be legal in New York. I think next month, April or so.
No shit. Yeah, they're doing it, huh?
Yeah,
so you don't have to travel.
I don't have to travel to Vegas.
on the boat. You know, they have the boat that goes off the coast. Yeah. I mean, off into international waters, and then it just becomes a casino.
Yep. So I wouldn't have to go to friggin' Vegas and or Atlantic City to gamble and stuff like that.
You could do it right here, and you could have the app and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, and I've been to Atlantic City once. Well, I've been there twice, but the first time I've been there when I was very small. I mean, my mom took me around the shopping strip, but I couldn't really do shit. Right. You know,
that's the same way I went to Vegas.
So that's when I was playing black. You know, we played a little blackjack. My friends playing slots on the on the casino. I'm playing blackjack. You know, win a little bit of money. You know, then I'm like, you know what? Let me try poker, because I knew how to use poker, but I would play like on ZyngaPoker.com. Or not the website, but like the app. I'll play on Zynga Poker and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know, let me try it for real. So I'll play a little 3-card poker, which pretty much what that is you play against the dealer. Okay. It's not like Texas Hold'em. So like you play against the dealer and you only have 3 cards. Okay. So that's why they call it 3-card poker. Right. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me try Texas Hold'em in person. So played a little game, I'll be playing house games, sometimes too.
What does that mean?
I'll have friends come to my house. I'll go over
say less.
Yeah. So I'll play against them, have a little fun.
Hell yeah, bro.
But ever since I've been playing poker, I'm like, I gotta go to Vegas more. Because I've been to Vegas I think how much times now? I would say I want to say like 3 times I've been to Vegas now.
Nice, dude. And what do you do when you're out there? Just which casino do you stay at?
All right, so.
Or do you stay at off the strip stuff?
All right, so my first time in Vegas, we stayed at an Airbnb. So we had went for my birthday, 1 year. We stayed at an Airbnb. Driving wise from the strip, I would say 10 minutes.
Nice.
The strip had, well, I think they still do. I don't know which hotels have free parking still nowadays from the top of my head, but back when I was there, we would park at like the Hooters Hotel. There's free parking, so we would just park there and just walk the strip. Cool. Yeah. So think about it. We had a whole house, 3-bedroom house with a pool and everything.
Dope.
And we had a car, and so it's like we had the best of both worlds. We could go to the strip whenever we want, and we could like chill around,
do whatever y'all wanted. But we had the whip, you know what I'm saying. So if y'all, you know what I'm saying, there's a whole house.
The only thing that was bad about that trip was that the grill wasn't working, and the pool was freezing cold, and the TV didn't have all the cable channels.
Listen, in the
we still had a good time.
In the words of my friend Cha.
Yeah. Dude, that pool was freezing. And then we had a basketball hoop too, but the ball will always get these tacks on it. So it's
the world was working against you guys on that one.
And we still have fun, bro, because we had I
would have poured coal into the grill that didn't work.
Yeah.
Just fucking go like that.
Our first night was kind of messed up because it rained. So we didn't do shit the first night.
Rained in Vegas. That's fucking...
It's rare. Not rare, but...
That's fucking rare.
They get over 300 days of sunshine a year. Yeah. So if it's raining, it probably rains maybe like what? Maybe like...
1 day.
Yeah, like...
At best, 1 day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
See, that's how good your odds are. You got it on the right.
Yeah, so we went there. Friday, unfortunately it rained. No, there was a Thursday. We got there on a Thursday. It rained a Thursday. Friday and Saturday, we had club crawls booked, right?
What is that?
A club crawl is pretty much where, like, instead of going to, like, this one club and staying there, you're like, on a party bus. And then you will go to, like, 3 different clubs in one night. So you kind of have a, like,
That's got different... That's neat.
So, yeah. So, the first night when we had the club crawl, our friend gets us kicked out the club. The first club too.
So you have to wait until everyone comes out to get on the bus to go to the next thing, or like?
All right. So this is how it works. So
I was gonna say, like, how does that? All right. They gotta round people up.
So for the company that we booked it with, right? What you would do is you would get a free drink at one of the hotels on the strip. It's normally the same hotel. Not a hotel. I would say like a bar.
Right.
It's the same bar. So you will go in, check in. I think is at 9:00, or no, I think it's 8:30, and then the bus will leave at 9:00. So you check in at 8:30. You go to the bar for a free drink, little pregame drink. You know what I mean? Nice little free drink.
That's dope.
And then what happens is, at 9:00 hits, they start boarding the buses. So the first time we went, they had like these little small like these party buses, right? You will get on there. While you're on the bus, they're giving you drinks. They're giving you drinks there, and then sometimes they'll have the guy with the bottle. You'll go either open your mouth, you'll just pour the drink. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, with the
worth
bottle,
it.
Yeah.
All right.
So that happens. So you get all right. You have a free drink, but before that, my friend, he was already drinking.
So he was pre-gaming hard.
He was already. He had a whole bottle of Fireball he drank most of it by himself.
God damn.
But we're on the strip. He's drinking. He's so late. He's just talking to random girls walking by.
Yo, what else do you need? Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm just like, wow, like, that's just like crazy. So, yeah, he has that. He already has multiple drinks. Then now we get to the bar. You get a free drink at the bar. You're drinking at the bar. Now you go on the party bus. You get another free drink. Now, what happens is you go to 3 clubs. So you'll drink to the first club.
Oh, yo. Drink on the way to the second club. Drink at the second club. Wow.
But think about it too. When you're at the club, you're probably going to be ordering drinks too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You probably go at least order at least one drink when you're at a club.
Facts.
Cause the club is lit. You're gonna want to talk to a girl. You're gonna want to be lit. You're gonna want to be drinking. You don't want if one thing in Vegas when you're at a nightclub, right. you're always going to have a cup or a bottle of beer in your hand. Mm-hmm. Or you're smoking something because you can smoke in a nightclub too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can smoke in a nightclub too.
Huh. So, like cigarettes type shit?
Yeah, they were smoking cigarettes.
Stop. Yo, that's the last bastion.
People have cigars and shit, yeah.
That's the last bastion of America right there.
Yeah, so you go to 3 different clubs, and then, all right, so how we did it was, we had to enjoy it the second day, because unfortunately, remember I told about how he had a whole bottle of 5 for himself?
Man.
He's already lit. We check it, he has a free drink at the bar. Now we're on a party bus. He's drinking at the party bus again. He's just talking like, "Yeah, let's go, girl. We will have a good night." Everybody's like, "Yo, I like his energy.
Right.
All right. So another good thing with the club crawl is once you get in, most clubs will open at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Mm. When you're doing a club crawl, you get the VIP. The first club you get the VIP early entrance. So pretty much what that means is you're the first ones in the club before like anybody else.
No shit.
Before joint admission and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you just walk past people like
that. They bring you off the bus. Mm. You follow them, and they're like, "Oh, you see the line? You walk down the escalator." Because the first club we went to was Jewel nightclub. Okay. If you guys don't know where Jewel nightclub is, it's located in Aria on Las Vegas. Okay. Aria is one of the nice you could say luxury hotels on the strip. Okay. Aria. So their nightclub is like you go into like this. You go down into like this lobby. Once you go down, you take the escalator straight down. That's the entrance to the nightclub. You go down, man. You just see the line of people on the escalator, just on the stage, just waiting. We go straight into the nightclub. Mind you, we get in there. He's already lit. He's like next to the bathroom. He's like good moving. To go. He's dancing. Yeah, he's already lit. There's not even that much people in the nightclub, but you know what I mean. Right. We first walk in. He starts dancing on the dance floor by himself. Yes.
Joe, we got to start the night off somehow, man. It's early.
He goes in there dancing on the nightclub.
On
the dance floor.
Hey.
He's so lit. He's dancing to "I Like It Like That." Yes. Yes.
Listen, man, I would do that shit.
Yes.
I would do that shit.
Yeah, so he was lit. Then I think like he bumped into some lady or whatever that was waiting for a drink or something like that. I don't know. Long story short, she called and told security, I guess, or whatever. Then security's like, "Oh, like you ever complain or whatever?" So then like we like he's lit. So like while we're walking out the club, I'm holding on to him with one hand. Oh God. Like he's like
to make sure
you know how you ever seen like the flu game with Michael Jordan? You saw how Scottie Pippen carried Michael Jordan off the court? It was like something like that. It was like something similar to that. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, it was something similar to that. And then next thing you know, all you can just see is everybody. Like you just see like people still waiting to get in the nightclub. All you just see is us coming up like out the nightclub. He's lit. He's like moving his head around left and right. He just lit. Like
talking
could barely walk. And you just see security following and the EMS and everything.
Oh my God.
So just think about it. Imagine you're in Vegas. You're about to go into a nightclub.
The first one of the night.
And imagine it's your first time in a nightclub and all you just see coming out is somebody that's lit, could barely walk with security and EMS. That's a Friday night too.
Welcome to Vegas, motherfuckers.
That's it. Yes. So, all right. We get out. We get to the lobby. We sits down. EMS is like, "Yo, man, like, he's not looking too good. So, like, you're asking him a series of serious questions. So, at first, they're like, "What's your name?" He tell them his name. Mm. But he had, like, a delay. Like, he asked, once she asked what his name, a good second and a half, and he now announces his name. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, like, she's asking him regular stuff like, "Oh, what day of the week is it?" It's Friday. He's like, "Oh, Tuesday," or something like that. I'm like, "Oh, no." Yes. So so Mayu, she was gonna let us back in if we would have answered the questions correctly. It was Gucci,
Right.
but unfortunately, it was like, oh, like y'all gotta take him home, otherwise we're gonna take him to the hospital. I'm just like, oh man, we have to go. Like, you know what I mean?
Damn. So y'all had to leave the whole crawl, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, I asked him like, all right. Then she's like, oh, y'all have to call a cab. I'm like, wait, but our car, we can't just walk to our car. I mean, we gotta pay for a cab now. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's like, oh no, he's not gonna make it. I'm like, okay. She take us to
that's not a good fucking thing to hear.
Like, but now what she means, she's like, he's not gonna make it. She means like you're gonna see what I mean just now in a second. So we get into the car, get a taxi, right? In the ride, probably maybe like 5 minutes into the ride, he throws up. So that's what she means. He's probably not gonna make it. Yes,
he's gonna pop. That's so fucked up.
He throws up. I'm like, damn, like, you know what I mean?
Right in the cab.
Right in the cab.
But of course.
But the cab driver, he was like, you know, I don't care because I could go back and change it anyway. Because it was like a little hub, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like Uber or Lyft. It was like an actual company.
Right.
So we get out the cab. We're in the parking lot of the car. He's stumbling. He drops, falls down, and hit his head on another car's wheel now.
Damn.
Yes.
Thank God it was the wheel.
Yes.
Fuck.
So he kind of like his head was hurting the next morning because of that. He got hit into that, but we pretty much threw him in the van. Not the van. Yeah, we had like a Jeep. So we threw him in the Jeep and we drive off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's laid out in the thing the whole trip. So like 10 minutes, we get to the crib, we get to the Airbnb. Mayu, we go in. Mayu, we just threw him on the bed. And he just laid down on his stomach. And his clothes on, everything that he threw up on it, everything. In the same clothes. Yes.
We all had those nights.
Not me yet, but...
No, okay.
Nah, but... So here's the funny part, right? Night was messed up. My friend was thinking about, yo, man, let's just go back. I'm like, yo, how we gonna go back, bro? We don't know if they're still there, if they went to the other club, right, like, you know what I mean? Right. We're like, you know, we got them booked tomorrow. So the next day, we're like, all right. So that's the second. So we, you know what I mean? Bummer, but it was still fun though, cause we still got to go into a club for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Did y'all try it again the next day or no?
Well, we had the club crawl booked for 2 days, so we had to book for the Friday night and the Saturday night. So we had another nice night.
Okay. Did the next night work out a little better? Oh man,
that was a lit night, man. The next night. So so the morning now we get up. I'm the first to get up. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. We had like a little pop-up pool table in the Airbnb. It wasn't a traditional 8-ball pool table. It was like one of those like pool tables that have like only one like hole that the ball could go through. I forgot what you call that. But yeah, and they have like a little. It's something similar to 8-ball pool, but it's different.
Okay.
So we did that. I'm chilling at the table, the pool table and stuff like that. Then he finally comes, like he finally comes home. He's like, oh man, what the hell happened? Yes.
Didn't remember nothing.
He said he got up. He was just like, what the hell? Yes.
He's sleeping in the same shit.
Yes. And then with all the vomit and shit dried up and whatever.
Oh, that brings back so many memories.
Yeah. So
fond memories.
Yeah. So that happens. So like, all right, so then now after, we was talking about it. Mayu, what's unfortunate, he doesn't even have his phone on him. Apparently, he probably must have dropped it in the cab or dropped it like when he got off the out the Uber, out the cabin, and like he hit his head. Maybe he dropped it. I don't know.
Man. So now he's gonna.
So now we what we do now is we drive back to the nightclub now. He's dressed in the same shit. So maybe he's like, he doesn't have his phone on him because we go looking for the phone. So he's like, oh, maybe they can remember me from last night.
Right, looking the same way.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yo, tell me y'all found his phone though.
We didn't, unfortunately. So what happened was we went to the security. They're like, all right, we're gonna rerun the tapes. We rerun the tapes. They rerun the tapes. They're like, oh, we see him from last night or whatever. They're like, all right, but the way how it looks too, like in the cab company is either one of these two cab companies. So we called one. They said they didn't see it. We called another one. They said they didn't see it. But we went to both of them. They wasn't there. So long story short, we couldn't find his phone, right? So then now during that day, we at that day, it was we were supposed to go to a pool party. We didn't get a chance to go to the pool party.
Right.
So we just chill for the day, and what we did was that Saturday we just all right. So that pool party was a big pool. It was called Red Republic. They're one of the top like pool parties out there. In Vegas they call pool parties day clubs.
Okay.
So we were supposed to go, but it was a mix up with us and the promoter. So long story short, we wasn't on the guest list or whatever, so we couldn't get in. Yeah. So my friend is like, "Yo, could you at least get us like into like a nightclub tomorrow for like this club or something like that?" You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then he gets us into a nightclub for the next night. Right. So we like, all right, let's try this again. That day, Mayu, he's like, "Yo, I'm not drinking."
Yeah. After that,
well, actually, he did drink, but he's like, "Okay, I'm chilling." Like, you know what I mean?
Learned his lesson.
Yes. So, ironically, the first nightclub again was the same one. Yes.
Oh, did they remember him?
I don't think so, but
I'm sure he remembered.
Yeah. So this time we were chilling in the club. We actually lasted through the club. Mm-hmm. But this time now, the party bus that they sent us on is like these big ones now, like these coach party buses.
Okay.
Yeah, so we actually lasted. So we did the first one. You know, we go back on the party bus. They had like the trays of like rum punch ready. You just take a rum punch, go into the bus. Yeah.
Whoa.
Right next to the
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. So we did that. So we did that.
How many clubs did y'all last?
3. We lasted all of them.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So we went to the second club now is called Omnia. It's a big it's another popular club in Vegas. More popular than, I would say, more than Jewel.
Okay.
But Omnia is also big also because it's a location, and they switch it up between like hip hop sometimes, EDM.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and also it's located in Caesar's Palace. Right next to Caesar's Palace. Let's just say.
Okay.
So a lot of people there. It's mid strip. So you get So like all the mid strip location. Like hotels like the Link and the Flamingo and the Mirage, right. Harris, those are all mid-strip properties. So a lot of people, that's like the party location. You know what I mean?
I see.
The people that like to party stay at those type of hotels.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So Omnia, that when we walked in there, that club was packed, bro.
So how does it work when you have to return back to the bus? Do they give you a time or?
Yeah, they give you a time. So.
Okay. Because I was like how would they can't round?
I would say
they can't round everybody up.
Time, I would say they give you like about an hour and 20 minutes in each club.
Okay.
Either an hour and a half max. I know it's definitely an hour and a half max. I think it's an hour and a half max.
So they keep it short. I
think it's an hour and a half because it's 3 clubs. So you get into the first one at 9:30. Then I think like at 10:45 or something like that, or 10:50.
You bouncing already.
Or maybe even 11, you bounce to go to the other one. Because mind you, the drives to the club, they're like 10 minutes apart because it's the strip. Like, you know what I mean? They're like about 10 minutes or so apart. Yeah. So, yeah, they give you like about an hour and a half for each club. So, like, you get to the first club at 9:30. Let's say you get in like around 9:40 or so. 11, they probably call you, we'll be on to the next one. Then you get to the next club like at 11:15. Then you're in that club till about maybe, I say like 1 something in the morning, then you go to the last club.
Got you.
Because clubs in Vegas open till like about 4 or so.
So do they leave you at that location, or do you get on the bus and go back? All right,
so the last club, you can either... So what they do is you give you a time frame, and then you go meet them back, and then you go back on the club. So the first time we had 3, I think we had like multiple different party buses. So I don't know how that worked because we didn't make it the first night because we got kicked out the damn club. Yes. The second night they had this one big party bus, so we waited for everybody, or they give us a time frame, and then you know what I mean. You go back on. But the last club, I guess it's like, all right. So the second club, here's the thing: they will tell you what club they're gonna go to. So you can you have the option to stay at that club that you at.
Oh, so they could just leave you at any point in time.
Yeah, but like you have a time frame to go to meet them back at the library to go back on the bus. But you don't have you don't have to go. You could just stay there. But think about it though. You're paying what, like $85 for a club crawl or something like that. a general admission to get into a club is like maybe around $30 or so, depending on the night.
Right. And
so it's like you're gonna pay $80 to go stay at one club, but you could have just paid $30. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. You know what I mean? So people are gonna go back, but that second club, you don't have to cut. Because Omnia was packed that night, bro. Omnia was packed that night. So yeah, we definitely did that. That was a nice club. Then the last club I think was called it's called Chatao. I don't know which hotel it's in, but it's pretty much like in this like rooftop setting.
Okay.
So it was a nice club, man. It's like an outdoor rooftop setting.
There you go. That's it. I gotta set you up with another one. I was like, yo, that bottle.
Yeah, nah.
you taking your time. I know.
I gotta talk, man. You know,
good.
Talk.
This is good, but you know what? I'm gonna get you with a fresh one because I can't.
Thank you, sir.
I can't see that happen.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So Chatao was a good club too. So then after that, what happened is like we still want to do something. We left.
Right.
Then apparently we had gotten in a. I'm trying to remember if we went to a strip club after. If this is the same night.
Right.
No, this is a different night. So so what happened was we ended up getting into a limo to go to this like strip club. But when we got there, the cover charge, we didn't go in the strip club because the cover charge was crazy. It was talking about like $90 to get in or something like that.
What?
I forgot what they were saying. It was one of the top clubs out there.
Stop that.
It was one of the top clubs out there. So that was that night. The next night, now remember I tell you about how our promoter made up for us not being on the guest list of Rep Republic. So he got us into this club on the guest list called Hakkasan. Nice though, you know. They made it play. Yeah.
That sounds like business, right?
So that was a nice. It was a nice club. It's a nice club. It gets lit there. There's an artist. I forgot his name. Is it? I'm not sure if you know. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's called Steve Aoki or something like that. Yes. I think he's a
big EDM guy.
He's a resident there at Hakkasan.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, you know Aoki's huge.
Yeah,
it's a huge cab.
He will usually be for the most nights over at Hakkasan. He would normally DJ over there. Yep.
Was he there when you guys were there?
Nah.
Okay.
But we was there at Hakkasan. So as far as we was there at Hakkasan, and then after that we had a promoter. He was like, "Yeah, I'll get you guys in the strip club for free." So he's like, "Oh, I'll send a driver." So he calls, the guy pulls up in like a SUV limo.
Damn.
Like a van limo. You know what I'm talking about. He gets out, he shakes all our hands, he opens up the door for us, we go in. Got in the strip club. We get to the strip club. They take us to the VIP entrance.
What?
They take us to the VIP entrance. We get searched. You get 2 tickets for 2 free drinks. They're single shots, but 2 free drinks.
Whatever. Huh.
So that's what we did after the nightclub. We went to the strip club right after that.
Damn, son. You guys found the damn key, man. I'm going to Vegas with you.
That's the reason why I like going to Vegas so much, because like the stuff that you could do, it's just Vegas, man. This is my favorite vacation spot. I have a friend that's like, yo, man, why you keep going to Vegas? Why you keep going to Vegas? You've been there. I'm like, yo, bro, like, people who go to Vegas on a normal, they go 3 times a year. Right. Like people in Europe, Europe just opened up the borders. So they're like, Vegas is now getting people from Europe. Vegas has been packed. Even, you know what I mean?
No,
but now since people from the UK are coming through, now since they're allowed to, it's going to be even more packed. People from the UK, bro, believe it or not, I was even shocked. They said every time they go to Vegas, they go to about 2 weeks minimum to stay in Vegas.
Well, it makes sense because think about it. You're coming from across the world. The trip itself is like, I mean, I'm going to average it to 18 hours. So it's an 18-hour flight. And you want to endure that for 4 days? No. Because it's almost 2 days traveling to get there. So they'd want to stay extra time. Yeah. That's totally normal. Yeah. You know, because I got all of my Russians that travel and shit. And when they go somewhere, it's like, if I got to go that far, I'm staying for a minute. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was my first stay in Vegas. That was for like my birthday. That was in May. Then the next time you check this out, we was gonna go for 4th of July. This was when 4th of July, because this past 4th of July that passed was on a Sunday. The year before that it was a Saturday. So we planned for that weekend. COVID messed it up. We couldn't go.
Damn.
We couldn't go. So then now we ended up going for New Year's. It was still lit.
Man.
The more people went than I was expected to be there. It wasn't because remember rooms was cheap as hell.
Right. Because yeah.
You know what I mean? But a good amount of people were there, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though, when COVID when I went for New Year's, when it was COVID, I think the room was only for like the 4 days. It was only came up to like about maybe $200 or something like that, or a little less than. I forgot. It was cheap as hell.
With that.
And it was called at the. So I stayed at the Link, a mid-strip hotel. A lot of people know about the Link because that's where the Link Promenade is, and you also have like the Ferris wheel and the zip line. That's in the mid-strip. Yeah, so that's the Link. Gotcha.
I stayed at the New York when I was there, which is some ironic shit. My mom, it was with my mother. I was like, "Ma, you're gonna be more like we just came from New York, man. You want to stay at the New York? Like you what? Like all right, you know what? Fine."
Yeah, and
I got knocked out right in front of the Bellagio.
Wow.
By my father.
Oh, sure.
Got knocked the fuck out by my father.
Damn. How old were you around that time?
I was 16 or 17.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the only bad thing about Vegas. It's not really a place for kids.
Look.
But if you do have kids, you could take them to the Circus, but that's a sketchy hotel.
Let me tell you something. They got stuff for kids. And it's called arcades.
I know, yeah.
Their arcades are the size of casinos.
Yeah, I know.
And that's where we were. All right, so here's what happened. Here's how I swear to shit, for the rest of my life, I will remember getting knocked out as the fountains are going up. So I've told the story on the podcast before, but it has totally more relevance now that we're talking about Vegas, because that was the only time I went to Vegas and we were underage, so we couldn't do shit.
Don't worry.
And it was me and my buddy. So my folks took me and my buddy. So remember now, my parents are responsible for somebody else's kid. It's going to come in vaguely important later. So we were chilling, whatever, and we would be like, do this thing where they go, like, listen, we're gonna go to the arcades or whatever and ride the fucking roller coaster or whatever until whatever the scheduled program for that day was gonna be. All right, cool. So we're over there, and for the night we were supposed to hang out there at the arcades. We were like, yo, let's go walk the strip. That's back when you could still walk the strip, because a lot of it apparently you can't walk anymore because of made the trams and everything like that.
You can still walk the strip.
You can still walk, thank God.
Nah, you can still walk, but I wouldn't recommend walking the strip. I would take the trade.
Really?
Yeah, I would definitely do that, because second time I went for New Year's, I stayed at the Link. It was good. Then the last time I went was 4th of July this year on a Sunday. It was a zoo. But what happened was that me and my boy, we stayed at the Rio.
Okay.
I went with my cousin. He stayed at the Flamingo. So what happened was I was gonna go, but then I had to cancel because I didn't think I could make it. Then the next day I was like, I could make it. So I was supposed to stay. I had to cancel my thing. He stayed at the hotel next to me, which is the Flamingo. Me and my boy was going, so we booked like the cheapest. You know what I mean? We was looking at Harris, but I think the Rio was cheaper. So we like, all right, we're gonna book the Rio. We knew that you could walk to the Rio from the strip, but we didn't know the walk was like that. Bro, listen, the Rio, I ain't gonna lie, it's a good. Here's the thing that's wrong with it. The walk, I ain't gonna lie to you, the walk is at least 15 minutes.
Shit.
But people are like, all right, 15-minute walk, that's nothing. Yeah, but it's the route that you gotta do. You gotta walk next to a highway, bro.
Oh.
There's a sidewalk, yeah, but you gotta walk legit next to like a highway. It's not like a high. Well, it's like, you know what I'm trying to say. It's like a
like a high-speed boulevard.
Yeah, like yeah. But very thin space, like.
Okay. So it's just uncomfortable type shit.
It was sketchy. And then it was long because you had to cross this way, go that way, like a snake. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If I go back to Vegas, I wouldn't recommend anybody to stay at the Rio. Only because like you want to go to the strip. If you don't mind paying for Uber or Lyft, if money's not a problem or cab is not a problem, cab money, screw it. You're good. Right. But to keep paying for Uber left and right, you know what I mean? It's like...
Well, if you got money like that, you may as well stay closer.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point.
Exactly. Yeah, so I stayed at the Rio. It was a good... So what happened was that we had booked our room. So I stayed with my cousin at the Flamingo because I ended up going like a day before my boy went there. So I said, I'm like, yo, could I stay for one night? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, all right, sweet. Stayed at the Flamingo for one night. Then me and my boy came into mind. His hotel got his flight just kept getting delayed like crazy. He was supposed to come in like around like 8:30. He ain't probably end up coming until about I say like nearly like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Damn, that's a heavy ass delay.
Yeah, so we finally came. You know, we go to the kiosk that says room not ready yet. Because when you go to Vegas, like you would just do the kiosk thing. Room not ready yet. Because when I went to for New Year's, when I stayed at the Flamingo, they wasn't doing no like front desk. Like you have to do the kiosk. It was all like, but now it was good now.
Okay, so they got the people back now.
Yeah, but you could do faster. So it said not ready. So then we went to front desk. All right, I'm gonna see what I could do. I'm gonna go talk to management. She comes back. Oh, you guys been upgraded to a 1,600 square foot suite. We was like,
yes, we were.
Yeah.
Yes,
bro, we got in there, bro. Listen. We was like on the 21st floor, bro.
Yo.
Nice view of the strip, bro.
What?
Bro.
Music video type shit.
Bro, it was nice. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It was nice. We still, yeah. And that room was like that's like a $400 to $600 a night type of room too. And we got upgraded because, you know what I mean? A lot of people can't attend, but I'm guessing because the Rio, their prices are normally cheaper because they're technically off strip. They're not on the strip. They're off strip.
So they try to compete.
So it's like, they're like, damn it, we got to bring people, you know what I mean? So that's why they normally will have the cheapest rates.
Got you. Okay, but like you said, the walk is almost not worth it.
Yeah. So you know what I mean?
So it equals out at the end. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't mind paying for Uber and Lyft, you could do it, but I'm just like, why would you do that? Because just walk out your hotel and walk right across to the nightclub. Because I would stay at the Link. It's legit right across from Caesar's Palace. I could just walk across the street. I'm at the nightclub. Why should I have to pay for Uber to go there? Facts. And have to pay for another Uber to come back? Like, that makes no sense.
Facts to the word.
So that's the reason why I stay at the Link. It's mid strip, and it's also a party hotel.
That's what I want to know.
So it's more like people in like my age range. So like I'm 26. So like. It not necessarily just my age range, but anybody that wants to like party, you know what I mean? I recommend the Link and the Flamingo and Harris.
Okay.
Those three.
No shit.
But especially mainly Link and Flamingo.
Right. I'm gonna remember those two.
The Link and the Flamingo, like they're very similar. The Link is more of like more geared towards a younger crowd. They'll play like hip hop and stuff like that. Anybody can, like I said, if you still party, you can still go to Link too, you know. And then the Flamingo is more of like, all right, you still have like young people, but then you have more. You're more geared towards like the older crowd. So that's one of the main differences. They're like more older, like, you know what I mean,
like my age.
And then like girls too, though. Like a lot of girls will stay at the Flamingo because of the theme, the flamingos,
it's
and
the history.
Their pool is their pool is better than the Link because it's bigger.
Okay.
But the Link's pool is more livelier.
I see.
The Link, listen, bro.
Sound like we're going to the Link, bro.
I went to the day club in the Link, bro. We did Flamingo first, the Go Pool. It was a nice vibe, but then we went to the Link, bro. Listen, live DJ right there.
What?
And that's 21 and over.
Okay, okay, good.
So
listen, I gotta watch.
Listen, bro. We're going to plan a trip to Vegas. We're gonna plan.
It's happening.
We're gonna be going.
It's happening. By the way,
at least just for your first time, you gotta go just to go.
Like, because you know what it is. It is my first time. Because this is the first time I go at the age of reason. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like I would prefer to do it correctly. But let me tell you, let me finish the story, and I'll add something to it, because even though there was something we did that didn't require an age limit, it was still cool as shit. So me and my boy decide to go walk on the Vegas Strip by ourselves. And this was back in the day, you know, when they were giving the hooker flyers out. It was amazing. So we're walking. We walk all the way to fuck down. And we're coming all the way to fuck back up, right? So meantime, apparently, Mom and Dad was looking for us. They couldn't find us at all. They thought they lost. Remember now, they lost their kid and they lost somebody else's kid. Don't forget that. They call the cops. Cops are looking for us. They don't find us, you know? Who finds us? My father does.
Wow.
We're walking back, and I'll never forget this shit ever. I was walking on the inside part, and the Bellagio's right here. The railing is right here. I'm walking, and my boy's walking to my left. And we're walking, and through the crowd, I make out my father. He sees me, and just blood is your fucking sweater, bro. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna die. I told my boy, I was like, yo, take 5 steps back right now. He's like, what do you mean? It's like, take 5 steps back quickly so you don't get hit too. He goes, oh. And all I see, my father walk through me. Ping. All I remember is no fucking fountains. I wake up, my boy's holding me like this. We're walking. I got knocked the fuck out. But conversely, before all that happened, as people who couldn't gamble, you know, we had to figure something out. So I booked a quad trip across the deserts out there, and it goes into old Indian reservations that were carved into the mountainsides. And yo, I mean, obviously we just wanted to fucking ride the quad, say less, but the actual trip and the experience of being in those places was pretty fucking amazing. And we did that. Shit was like $260 for like the 2 of us, but the quad ride was fun. You know, like quadded out through the desert type shit. You go out on a bus and everything. And my father dragged us to the Grand Canyon. Yes, he did. Then he wanted me to lean him over the side of it and hold his belt because he's a photographer. So I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that, man. He goes, why not? It was like, yo, for the one day for your belt to fail and to say how I lost my dad right over the edge of the Grand Canyon, fuck you, that's not happening. My mother's fucking screaming, you're not holding him over the fucking edge. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So that was my last trip to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to go back. Just like you said, it's going to be my first time going back.
Next year?
Yeah, man.
Me, you, we're definitely
whoever else, but I'm definitely on this train.
Me, you, and or me, you, and whoever. You know?
Right, exactly. I'm ready. Because it'd be, but one thing you're gonna have to do research on, see, because the whole time I didn't hear this thing through. I heard strip club, we were close. No, we're gonna have to find some brothels. Because when Johnny vacations, I skipped the fucking foreplay. Understand what I'm saying? Like, yo,
listen, we're definitely gonna plan like a 3-day trip next year. We're definitely gonna do a little, you know what I mean?
Listen, I get a week off a year, and I would gladly use at least 4 or 5 days out of it for something like that.
Yeah, all you need is 3, honestly.
Dude, I
good. Yeah,
I usually go to the Dominican. That's what I do. That's my little slice of heaven. I go to the Dominican and I just chill at the resorts, and I already know who to talk to about what.
So quick question: Are you holidays work too, right? You don't work. You don't do holidays.
Well, like Thanksgiving and shit, but most of the time, the major holidays, you know, it's with family and stuff like that. So it's like, unless it's planned like ridiculously in advance, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking New Year's, right?
I was thinking more like Memorial, something like that.
When is Memorial?
Oh, that's like in May.
Okay. What's special about it? Just an extra day kind of thing?
Yeah, but that's like another topic for like another time. But like, we'll definitely figure something out. Like we're gonna go.
We're scheduling shit right now. Please hold for reception.
We're definitely.
Yo, I'm ready for that shit. Yo, I'm ready to go there, like proper with somebody who knows the area and the lay of the land. Man.
Even my, and the thing is, like, I had my cousin come over. He was like, and I was like, you know what, bro? You know, we go a couple of places. We go check. I took them to the Bellagio. They did the show. I'm like, yo, on their last day, they had like a night flight. I had a day flight. I was supposed to, you know, so what I normally like to do in Vegas, I would normally take like a Sunday night flight and come back in Monday morning and then go straight to work.
Right.
Because what I would do is that Sunday night flight is like at 11, so at some point during the flight, you could fall asleep.
Hell yeah.
And that's like your regular 4 hours of sleep for the night. And then you go back to work. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So that's what I normally like to do. But since I had to change my whole booking thing, I had to leave early. He didn't have a night. He had a night flight, so I'm like, you know what, bro? Yeah, he checked out his hotel. And let the hotel hold his bags. I'm like, you know what? Go downtown. I've never been downtown, but I've heard about downtown. You know, I know about downtown too.
That's like where everyone goes who works at the casinos goes to hang out. After that.
Even the strip too. But downtown is like it's lit too because they have a new hotel there. New property is called Circa. So Circa is like one of the only pools I know on the strip, probably maybe the only one that I know. Their hotel pool is like open throughout the whole year. So during the wintertime they have it heated.
Oh no shit.
And what's good about Circa, it's huge and it's like multiple pools, multiple day beds.
And it's still outside or
it's outside and it's like you see screens, so they show games and everything, like football, everything. Yeah. It's a lit spot, bro.
Okay.
It's a lit spot. Especially during the NFL season, because you know Vegas got an NFL team now.
Oh.
They're at the Las Vegas Raiders.
No shit.
Because they moved from Oakland to Las Vegas. So.
No shit.
Yeah, so a lot of Sundays is lit out there in Vegas, especially for home games. They're lit. You got the stadium over there now too, and
okay.
We're
definitely planning the Vegas trip.
As far as for my experience, as far as like, because I was supposed to share my experience staying off like on strip versus off the strip. Both have its pros and cons, you know. Off the strip is like you can have a car, you have a whole house, you know what I mean? You can bring people over and stuff like that. But it's like I would say if you're going with a group of friends, stay. If you have a big enough group to like where you guys could like book a whole house for cheap, you could kind of get away with staying off the strip. But it's like you want to stay on the strip at the same time, because if you're staying off the strip, you still got to go back on the strip anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it, like if you stay during like the major holidays and during the summer on the strip, the reasons why I stay on the strip, you don't need a car rental. That's why another reason why I go to Las Vegas a lot too.
Because you could do the whole little train thing.
Yeah, or you could just do Uber, Lyft. They're not really that expensive out there. You know what I mean? And that's why I stay mid-strip too. You know? Like,
right, so any direction you go, it's kind of the same number.
Omnia nightclub is across the street. In and Out is right around the corner.
You can walk to half of the venues.
Yeah.
And then more importantly, walk home afterwards.
Yeah.
Because that's the one I'd be worried about.
You don't need, but the strip is always packed full of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really like, I wouldn't say like empty, but like it doesn't really die down till about like early in the morning. I'm talking about like, it's just like 2-3 in the morning, and obviously you're gonna see less. I feel like you're gonna see less people on the strip.
You know what though? During the day, it's still slammed over there.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
all the tourists, and you know what I mean.
That's when we did most of our exploring, and I found out what 120 degrees of dry heat feels like, and it was amazing. Because I sweat at the drop of a dime. When I was out there, I was like, "How's this happening? It's 110 out here."
Yeah,
and I'm not sweating at all.
Yeah, man, listen, there's so much things to do out there, man. It's not even funny.
Sounds like you want to live out there, man.
Yeah, I actually do. Because it's like with Vegas, you get this also counts for Arizona too. With Vegas, you get the like the LA lifestyle, but for cheaper, if that makes sense.
It does. But you're also landlocked.
Yep. And then like if you want to go to LA, you don't have to hop on the plane. If you want to hop on the plane, the flight is less than an hour.
Right.
If you could drive like 3.5 hours, 4 hours, you know, it's right there. And you're right in that area, right next to the major cities. Los Angeles, Denver, the Salt Lake City, Utah.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. You're
Phoenix, Arizona. Like those are the main. Like you know,
you're in the hub of that. You can go in any direction and kind of.
Yep.
Well, that makes sense, man.
Yeah, man. And then like a lot of people kind of sleep on Vegas too. It's popular, but like I feel like a lot of people sleep on Vegas. You know what I mean? Like,
of course they do.
There's a lot of stuff you could do out there. You could like there's like day clubs, nightclubs, and all that stuff.
I've never been at a day club.
Strip club. Yeah, listen, bro.
We're gonna hit a day club when we go out there. I want to see what a day.
Yep, the pool party. Yeah, man, the pool parties are good. But and a good reason why I like to stay at the Link too, like their like pool is pretty much like a day club setting, but for free.
No shit.
Because you have a live DJ there, you have the younger crowd there. They're playing hip hop and all this stuff.
Can't go wrong with that.
A good amount. Yo, man, like listen, the day clubs are lit, man.
So it's basically like a party in the Dominican because that's what I'm used to. You just wake up in the morning, you go to the beach, but like sometime like at like 12 or 1, they got a DJ set up by the pool, by the hotel, and then that's when they bring all the girls in and stuff.
Yeah, man. And then like you could do a lot of good stuff for cheap too. Like I got not hidden gems, but like secrets. Like for example, day clubs and nightclubs, they kind of work they work similar. So for example, you could get in a day club and nightclub for free. But you have to have either two things. You either have to be cool with a promoter, but the thing is, even with a promoter, they could get you in for free, but you have to have an even ratio. So, for example,
guys and girls type of thing.
Yeah, like 2 guys, 2 girls, right. 1 guy, 1 girl, 5 boys, 5. Like you know what I'm trying to say?
Right. That's an even.
Yeah. So for nightclubs, so you could get into those clubs on the guest list. But you have to have an even ratio. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's not that hard because you're in Vegas, you're talking to girls. You're like, yo, hey, listen. You go to her and goes, yo, hey, so how you guys doing? If you're not doing anything, so if you want to get into like a nightclub for free, you know what I mean? And then add them on, and that's what people do.
Right. And then they get it for free, y'all get it for free.
Yeah.
And who knows?
And y'all be friends or whatever. You get a table and stuff, whatever. You could do that. You've got ATV, and it doesn't cost that much money. You know what I mean? You got the gun range. I know this is one.
We should go to a gun range out there.
I know this is one gun range out there where they will send that little tank to come get you, like a little something similar to that, like an army vehicle or something, and they'll pick you up and drop you off at what hotel you were staying at, as long as it's
what?
Yeah.
We're going to a gun range, and I want that. I will pay. I will pay for that one.
You don't have to. That's the thing. That's the funny thing. Then you got strip clubs. Certain strip clubs out there. You will like what you will do is you'll call the number, and they'll come send a car for you, and you get it for free.
Well, we're gonna skip the strip clubs. You know where we're going.
I know.
We're upgrading.
I know. I'm just letting y'all know the free stuff y'all could do.
Listen, y'all heard this man? He should be a spokesperson for Vegas because, like, I want to go now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't talk about it yet, but soon there'll be a good reason for me to go out to Vegas every year. But right now, I'm going to leave that at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I definitely will, from your experiences of Vegas and all that stuff, if you let me tag along, dude, I'll be the happiest.
That was so fun. All right, so this is what happened one time. So remember I told you me and my friend got upgraded to the suite, right? Bro, I ain't going to lie to you. That was the same night I went to this one, not that was the same. One night, we were supposed to go to Omnia.
Mm-hmm.
So, mind you, this was 4th of July. So this was like the morning going into 4th of July. Dude, the joint admission price was so much money, it was not even funny. They was talking about, I think like $250 or some shit like that, bro. It was...
What's up, Jazz?
It was crazy. Like $250, bro. So mind you, my friend got in, he snuck in. Like what he did was, he was like, in Vegas, when you go past like a certain point, you have to show like your ticket on your phone, like to get into the club. So he didn't even have a ticket. He just showed his phone like this, and he got in. Yes, I tried to go through. He blocks me off. I'm like, of course the guard blocks me off. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna just take the L and just pay the joint admission.
Right.
Lady tells me, oh, it's like $250. I said,
Woo!
I turn right around, I walk out.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? Let me call one of these strip clubs. I'm not ending the night off like this.
Yes, and then that kid picked you up.
Yep. Dude came, picked me up in an Escalade, sent me to the. Yeah, we got in for free.
Dope.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is call them, and you basically get in for free just to let them pick you up, kind of thing.
Yeah, he called them directly. Yep, they got like free car service.
Nice.
A couple of the hotels on the strip, not hotels. A couple of the strip clubs in Las Vegas do that.
That's dope.
A good amount of them do that. Yeah,
That's dope shit.
yeah. So then I come back. I was tired. I was tired as hell, bro. So I fall asleep. I didn't like plan to go sleep. I was just laying down and I just like knock out. You know, boy. The next thing you know, I just hear the door open. I'm like, what the fuck going on, right?
Right.
My boy comes in, I hear girls yelling, ah! I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, hell going on here? Yes.
Just one?
There was two.
Nice.
But I'm just like, just imagine being knocked the fuck out.
And waking up to that.
And then you waking up to girls coming in your room.
Yes. Good morning.
So yeah, so that was a lit night. You know what I mean? But I looked up before he texted me. I'm like, yo, that was lit, bro. That was lit. They got up the next morning. They taking pictures of the view and everything like that on their phone. I'm like, yeah.
Cause y'all got that upgrade though. They fucking.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That's why like when I go like that's why it's good to like any advice for people out there. If you can go with a friend. And split the cost so that way you guys can get more for less, especially like when you guys going out to like the clubs and stuff like that. Because especially when you're in the club, you're gonna want at least a table or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want a bottle so that way you're on a dance floor. You tell the girl, yo, what y'all, we got drinks at that table. You know what I mean? So they're gonna go with you because they're not gonna pay for a drink there.
Right.
You sit down with them, get them night. Listen, bring them back. It's over. You know.
Sound like a professional. You do.
Listen, man.
Yo, I'm ready to go to Vegas. Listen, I'm ready to go to Vegas.
Yep.
What we're going to do, I'm going to take a little small break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk some more fucking shit.
Yep.
You understand? Enjoy the music now. It doesn't like me. It doesn't fucking like me. It's fine. You don't, then it'll just be the sound of, it'll just be me doing nothing, and it'll be okay. That's fine. It was too many tracks for it. It doesn't like the fact that I chose a lot of tracks. I will make you play today. Why? All right. Well, then, if you don't want to do it that way, we'll do it this way. we still here.
for getting high with us.
And bro, it don't even gotta be a full size one, man. It don't even gotta be a full size one, like a decent size one.
Yeah.
Even if it's like this, something like this, like this room, like right here, I think it's good enough. Like even this is good. I think it's good enough.
Too small.
Force to fight.
Well,
A lot of action. Well, a little bigger than that. But I mean, as far as the ring and the ropes, maybe this side is this side is good.
we're gonna talk about this right now. Hey. This is me on my old school Kanye.
Old school Kanye. Old school Kanye.
You said old school Kanye. Yo, step out of the vehicle. Place your keys on the roof. But you know what? We're back. Yo, so we were just talking about arenas that you can have like a legitimate little boxing match in. So we were talking about the size of this room, and I don't know if the size of this room is big enough, but God's like, yeah, but
I think so, man.
it forces him to fight.
You ever seen like those videos on the internet and YouTube? I'm pretty sure you have, where like these two boxers or two people training. They have like a car tire or a truck tire. You know how they each have one foot in there and they just throwing the punches.
Oh.
So imagine you have a decent amount of size. It don't gotta be nothing too crazy. Just decent where they can at least move around a little bit. Cause think about it. If you're having 2-minute rounds, you want to see more action. You don't want to have a big ring and then you don't want
space for them to move around.
You don't want to have them pull a 40 Mayweather where they're just running around. You know what I mean?
Truth. If you come to fight, you gotta fight.
Yeah, people paying money. People paying money to see knockouts and stuff.
That's a fact. You better knock somebody
small,
out.
Nothing too small, nothing too big, but something a little. If it's a little tight,
right?
And if a little like this room is perfect, because then they could still move. They still got space to move around, but at the same time they're gonna be doing more punching.
Right.
So there's more action. And think about it. It's 2 minutes.
You're right.
It's only 2 minutes in a round.
I'm trying to wonder what kind of railing to use around it.
You could probably maybe get like ropes, like. You know, like the
4 posts and the rope poles.
Yeah, and the rope poles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can get something like that, or
with like turnbuckles and stuff.
Yeah, or maybe even if you don't have a ring set up, maybe like a mat area. You know what I mean? Like karate mat area. Then you could put the poles in the ring post. True. Or just have the karate. Honestly, you can either have that or like a small like little ring that's not high up, like one of those rings that you just take one step up and you're in the ring already.
Dude, why am I thinking of using, just the regular street railings? I have this thought of like street railings, and then
I was about to say like a karate area, like a little pit. Put it like in a.
I would sandbag the because they have like the little two little things like this, and then there's the rail with the little thing. Put them around, and then sandbag the bottom and put the karate mat.
Yeah.
Boom.
Or a little small cage or something, or yeah, definitely.
I like cage because it gives it's a more intense vibe.
Yeah,
in a cage,
like give you like them WWE, like from back when you were younger, when WWE actually was the shit back in the day, man. I used to.
Now, all right. So my next question: in this cage, what kind of combat would occur? Is it now? Are we talking boxing or are we talking MMA type stuff?
I would say both. So like for example, if you get like a circle one, that I would say more like MMA. Mm-hmm. Or if you get a square one, it could be like boxing, or a rectangular one. But you could do both. You know what I mean? You could just have either or. It doesn't matter. Right. If it's boxing, I would do a cage every once in a while, but I would keep that to more like the rings and like the posts because it's boxing. You know what I mean? If you want a cage, then you could probably do the MMA ones on the cage.
Well, I'll tell you what. Based on your experience, right? Let's say like a professional promoter will come up to you and be like, Cha, I need you to plan an event. Mm-hmm. What would you do if you had full control and proper licensing and all that kind of stuff?
To plan an event?
Yeah, like what would
like an underground fight?
Right, but let's say that it won't be bothered.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, what would be your ideal setup?
My ideal, I would say like a like in a big room, like, you know what I mean. And then and then also I would probably get like a mat, and then I would just have like little street railings on the side.
Okay.
So that way, like, you know what I mean, like, cause the boxer ropes it's cool too, but it's like, all right, if you want to have like a street fight, like some underground type thing, I would just do like the pit, like the boxing, but like a little pit,
like a pit. I like the pit
I just
idea.
do pit, cause then it's like having to add a ring with poles. It's not a big of a deal, but that would be my setup. Like maybe like once in a while, or once every couple of shows, I'll have like the ring set up. But like if I want to just do like something quick or whatever, I'll just do like the pit with the railings, and then when it's done, just remove the railings and
done.
And that's it. Leave the mat where it's at, and then that's it. On to the next one.
Copy.
Because you do like think about if you run in an underground fight. I mean, you want the easiest setup, like a good setup, but at the same time the most easiest setup to clean up. Because then once
practical.
Once you have your guests leave, you want to get up out of there as soon as possible as well.
This is true. See, coming from a venue holder right here, damn man.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a fact. But like, let's say, because remember the whole prefix to it was the law is now bothering you, so we're not worried about speed. So that
exactly, yeah, of course.
So let's say we have like you said, I'm kind of thinking of like a whole basement idea.
A basement idea, or like a
basement of an apartment building.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Something like that, or maybe like a
Because I'm also thinking like you want to fit enough people in there to make it worth everyone's while.
Or maybe like a hangar, maybe like a armory, something like an armory. Like
you're cooking with gasoline now, but you know that's location.
Yeah.
So now people got to drive. That's
yeah, but like a warehouse or like a garage.
If
setup.
we could do a garage or a warehouse somewhere in the city,
like that, you're good.
Excellent.
And then you could hold people inside. You have plenty of space. You could definitely do the pit. You could have the railings.
If you could hold 150 people legally in a building,
I
would consider it.
Even more than that.
Well, like that would be that would be the number for me to be like, okay, is it worth it or not worth it? You know what I mean? Because you got to get everybody in, and there's going to be, the card is the card that is the main event.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but then it's like, if we're not worried about people showing up,
exactly,
we have as much people. But even if it's not legal, I still would want as much people as possible, because you want to generate that money. You know what I mean? You want more people, means more exposure.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
It's purely hypothetical.
And then a lot. Almost everybody that's there, or at least half the people, they're bound to buy a drink. So then you're gonna make money off of that.
Now you're talking. Yep.
Let's say they're hungry. You got they're gonna want to buy food too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
so you just made money off of just selling the ticket. You made money off of for them drinking, and you done made money off of for them getting like a hot dog or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. And I'm sure you could even. There's got to be a way to do it in a legal sense, but then. But it's an all around moneymaker as a venue.
Yeah.
Just as an event and everything. I'd love to host one of these. We're gonna figure out a way.
Mm-hmm.
I see the gears turning, the smoke is coming out.
Listen, as long as you can find a spot. I've seen underground pits. I've seen backyard outside with like a little pit, octagon, fake UFC type of thing.
Hell yeah.
If you go find some place, you know what I mean, or get creative and fight somewhere, like a deli or something, like switch it up. Again, think about it. Let's say you own one of those fights in a deli.
How crazy!
People be like, "Yo, they fighting in a deli."
Yeah. They're
gonna want to watch it. That alone is gonna create views all over the internet.
Now you're talking.
It's gonna create views all over the internet. So then more people be like, "Oh, let me like that page," and then you got more audience, and then it's just like you're good.
Your next event's gonna attract a shit ton more people.
Next time we're gonna do a maybe try to be creative, like something different,
right?
Like, supermarket or something.
I like that. I like any location we can get our hands on at this point now is viable. That is dope. I know an amphitheater.
Yep.
In that park where you see that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine one over there. Real quick.
That'd be crazy.
Real quick. and people pull up. So like people, pull up like it's 9 and 10. It's happening.
I got a nice idea too. Train station. I know what is a harder one. I know it's a harder one,
Facts, though.
It's a harder one to do. You got all the cameras and surveillance, but that just brought me back like Def Jam. Was it not Vendetta? I forgot the name of that Def Jam. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The fighting game. Hell yeah, dude. I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that. I would have an event like that.
Yep.
Just a random location. I'm telling you, that scene from Jackass. Remember that scene with Butterbean?
Yeah.
When he just beats his shit out of him at a convenience, at a clothing store.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, hit me as hard as you can. And the guy's like, all right. Gunk, 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 gunk.
Wow.
Like, he just fucks him up in the middle of the store. And I'm thinking, like, they were the pioneers who were like, yeah. But how about having a legit fight? Somewhere?
Maybe have one at a bowling alley one time or something, or like at a... Yeah, like,
you're just trying to create Street Fighter in real life with the backdrops.
That'd be some money though.
Hell yeah, bro! I'd come to see that. Yo, this week at the bowling alley, they beating the shit out of people. What?
Yep.
I'm there. Man, fuck bowling, bro. They're beating the shit out of people in the pool room.
Yep.
Yo, I'm with that, man. It's fucking crazy. Yo, look at that. We almost went for 3 hours, 2 hours and 54 minutes, right?
Wow.
Because I the record stands at 3:10, so we're hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, this is 208. We scaling up. We're trying to reach 1,000 episodes. I'm trying to see like how long it's gonna take me to do 1,000 episodes. So now that we got the gaming channel, hold on, let's see. real quick. Hold on, let me see the game broadcast. Let's take us into this. Oh shit! Look at that. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. My fault. I just had to pull it up. Anyway, but we're gonna be doing crazy. I want to get Mortal Kombat in here. I'm gonna have people betting against each other, sitting right across from each other, playing. It's gonna happen. Not real money. We're not actually gambling. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. Like I need this. I want to get. I want to get professional video game people in here to beat the shit out of each other right here in these two chairs, man. That's my dream. Like now that I have this right here, it's like it opens up a whole new. Because like, I did a podcast with Fraz Esports.
Yeah.
These cats would do competitive modern warfare play, and we played on this thing that these kids killed. It was crazy. And they have teams, like legit, like football teams, like esports teams that they like mess with, and they were like, "Yo, we know of an all girl team. Like, I have to interview those females. I have to do it because it's like, what? How's that even real? And you're a superhero, you know, and shit. So, yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get you into esports too, man, because there's a lot of good bets involved in that, I'm sure. But yo, what's going on with the few? Speaking of that, like we've been talking about Vegas and all that, but like But like I see this is another area that's like that you treat as an art form. So like, and I see that you're going down the rabbit hole on this one. What do you see in the future for like what's the end game for something like that in your opinion?
Like play poker a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like it's funny because I use that as like that's like more of like a nice fun way to make money, quick way to make money too. Don't get me wrong, it's just as fast as you make it, you could lose it. But it's like even with poker, I think you could kind of control like how much you win or how much you lose. Like you know what I mean? Like
I wish I did.
All right, so be good. For example, like low stakes poker, we call it 1-2 no limit hold'em. So trying to think here. So the buy-in will be like about $200.
Damn.
That's low stakes, yeah. $200. So worst case scenario,
you lost $200.
You lost $200. Okay. Well, as of in stocks, like
that's
I know
reasonable.
Yeah, I know somebody like you know what I mean. He's like oh man, I just lost this, I just lost that, I just lost this. I'm like, wow, bro, you just lost 1,000 in a day. Like, sheesh. I'm like, if I'm a gamble, all right, I'm a gamble, but worst case, when I'm gonna gamble $200. Worst case, I'll lose $200. That's not. I don't mind losing $200. We're losing $1,000. That's crazy.
That's painful, man. Nah, that's
$200. All right, you know what I mean. At least I could use like some other and make back the $200. You know, because I think in poker, you have something called a poker bankroll. So that's something that that's pretty much money in your account that you only use just for poker.
Gotcha.
Nothing else.
Gotcha.
So
what are the advantages to having an account like that?
Realistically, is so you be able to know what stakes you're playing at, and also your buy-ins. You know what I mean? So like, all right, so if you're not with me, so pretty much like when you're buying in, let's say, remember I just told you 1-3 no limit hold'em, right? 1-2,
Right.
the buy-in will be like $200.
Right.
That's just a fraction of your poker bankroll.
Okay.
So for example, let's say for example $2,000.
Okay.
You buy it for $200. You lost your $200. Worst case scenario, you have $1,800 left in your bank, or you can rebuy back in for $100.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like the advantages of having your poker bankroll is that like that's money that you have that you could play with. You know what I mean? With the different stakes and with the high stakes or low stakes or whatever it is, the mid stakes.
So if I'm understanding correctly, the bankroll is what you allow yourself to gamble with.
Pretty much, yeah.
And whatever the buy-in for that particular game is, it is.
Yeah.
But like, let's say when you come to the venue and go, you know what, I'm gonna allow myself $500.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be in my bankroll.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll play whatever I play, and after that bankroll's done, it's done.
And then when you win money, you
it goes back into that bankroll.
It goes back, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back into the bankroll. And you could probably like, all right, let's say for example you buy it for $200, you leave with like $800. I'll probably put $600 in my bankroll, and I might cash out $200 or vice versa, or however I choose. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's also one of the. It also helps you learn to save too. Poker bankroll, it also helps you to save too. So like the money, it helps you managing the money that you're making, you know, playing poker and you're placing the gamble with. So you could apply that to your real bank accounts, and like, you know, you'll be more. It also has you like be more cautious with your money, and you know what I mean. And
well, another thing, it would have to be that if this money is visible, it's also taxable.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? How would you tax winnings like that? Is that supplemental?
Not really, because it's pretty much like playing poker is like having your own business, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But do you have to incorporate in order like to later to
No.
Okay.
You don't know.
So you could be an individual and it's Huh. So how would that be? How do they tax that?
It's like, it's kind of, I don't really fully understand it right now, but I do know like casinos like play a part in that too, because you have like stuff called like buy-ins and stuff like that. So you could buy this is where most comes into handy. So pretty much when it comes to taxing, you have tournaments, so you have cash games. So taxes doesn't really go into effect with cash games.
Okay.
Tournaments do. So like, let's say for example, y'all know what the World Series of Poker is, right? That's usually like the poker tournament that they show on ESPN every year. So for example, let's say I got eliminated, I finished in 25th place, and I took home $575,000. Obviously, you know, depending where the casino's at or whatever, but they're still gonna tax that. You know what I mean? Right. Cash that. So that's how.
Did they tax it on the spot?
I think they do.
And then
it's like pretty much like winning the lottery. Like you have
Got you. So they're gonna tax you on the spot.
Yeah.
And then whatever bracket you fall into, you're just $300,000 richer essentially.
Yeah.
Dope.
And then
fucking dope.
Cash games is pretty much like, they're not like tournaments. So tournaments, you pretty much have to finish in a certain place to get paid a certain type of amount of money. Cash games is like you use your money, and then you can cash out whenever you want. So tournaments, let's say for example the World Series of Poker, the buy-in is $10,000. You could finish in first place, get paid $8 million. Finish in 35th place, get paid $500,000, and you could finish in 300th place and get paid nothing.
Right.
So in order to make a certain amount of money in tournaments, you have to finish in a certain place. Cash games, I could just go in there with a certain amount of my bankroll, and then use that money and pretty much flip my bankroll to profit my bankroll.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does it. I mean, only if you have high rates of success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay. Now, we juggled all around the process, but the actual game itself, like, where does that confidence come from? How do you calculate these odds?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like during a set, during a play, how do you know? You know what I mean? Like strategy, I guess.
Yeah, it's strategy. So it's pretty much like poker. Here's a funny thing. It's pretty much like 50% luck and 50% skill. Like people that, oh well, you just got lucky because of this card came, but at the same time you have to kind of know where to call people's bluffs. You know what I mean? That's skill. You have to know when to calculate. All right, like what are my odds of me having a straight and stuff like that? That's skill. You like trying to figure out what your opponent may have in their hand. That's a kind of skill too, to guess correctly. You know what I mean? All that is skill. You know what I mean? So it's all about like calculating odds, and you know what I mean. It just plays out hand by hand. You know, so like for example, Texas Hold'em. You get dealt 2 cards face down. You know, so pretty much like the first round, 3 cards come out. Then a betting round happens. Then
2 more, I think.
One more comes out. Another betting round happens,
river.
and then the river is the last one, and then another betting round.
That's the only one I'm familiar with out of the whole poker field.
Yeah,
okay.
Texas Hold'em. Yeah.
Okay, good. So at least I know half.
So
half of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. So like for example, let's say people get dealt pocket aces and they play that. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, 2 aces. That's obviously that's the best hand in poker. But you get dealt 2 aces. All right, the chances of me winning this hand is very high. I already have a pair, and I have the highest pair. Right. My hand could only improve. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So
exactly. What if a third ace comes out? Good night.
That's a 3 of a kind.
Right. And it's aces.
Yeah. Or any card. You could have pocket kings, and you know what I mean? That's a high pair, or pocket tens. Any pair 10 and up is a high pocket pair. Right. You know, and then like any pair I will play. Any high pair I will play. Then you also got like suited cards. So like for example, 2 spades or 2 diamonds. You know what I mean? Or like let's say like, all right, I got a king of hearts and a 2 of hearts. It's a pocket.
2 hearts essentially.
2 of hearts. Yeah. Right. So that would be like that. So once you have those two type of cards, you're pretty much looking like at a flush. That's the type of hand that you want. So it's a flush.
Possible. So if the rest come out hearts, now you're in good shape.
Not necessarily. Yeah. Well, because you already have 2 hearts. You need out of the 5, all you need is 3 more hearts, and you have your flush.
Oh.
So any high pocket pair will be a good hand to play. Any high pair, any like 2 suited connectors is pretty much a strong hand to play because it has a flush potential. Also like cards in sequential order will be like a good hand to play if you're starting out with. So for example, let's say a 9-10 offsuit, right? You're aiming for the straight, so you could get a 9-10,
10 jack, queen, king.
Yep. Right. Or you could get a 9, 8, 7, 6. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
right.
That's another good hand to play. So that like the hand that you start out with too, like depending on what you get, how good your hand is, pretty much you can calculate. All right, I have this percentage of winning the hand. I may have the best hand, but I may not, or I definitely, you know what I mean? Two aces. I definitely got the best hand so far.
So to my understanding, it's basically as each hand comes out, you have to run a risk assessment of whether you're continuing to stay in the game. So no matter what, you're gonna lose a little bit of money on each hand.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the cost of playing.
Yep.
I would say. and then you choose the ones where you think your odds are better, and then also bluff the people into thinking you don't have those odds. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But that's fucking crazy. Yo, I hope they don't. Do they give a shit if somebody stands over your shoulder while you're playing cards in Vegas and shit? Like, if you help me play cards, will they give a fuck?
Ooh, if you're at the table, yeah, I think
they
so.
will, right? If
you're playing 3-card poker against the dealer, I think you should be fine because you're going up against the dealer, not other players. You know, well, the dealer that's a different type of poker. So the dealer actually sees your cards. You know what I mean? Right. Texas Hold'em, nobody sees your cards. Right. So once you're at the poker table, ain't nobody. I mean, you could talk to people and talk to your friends at the table. Right. But you can't. Nobody could really stand behind you and stuff. Cause then just relaying messages. Just like
that'll get us walked out of it real fast.
Just like the Houston Astros are winning the World Series. You know, and they stole the signs and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna walk us out of it.
Yep.
Fuck it. I'll try. I listen. I'm just gonna watch the Magic at first, and then maybe I'll do some Texas Hold'em. But I'm one of those motherfuckers that'll sit at the penny slots. Like,
I don't like the slots, man.
You don't like the slots?
It's like it's
random.
It's random. Like, you could win money, but it's like, all right, I'm gambling, chances and I'm just like throwing the slots until I'm like, nah, man. Like, listen, anytime I want to go to a casino, you go there to make money. You know what I mean?
Got you.
People will go like, I used to work for the Greyhound. So we had like I'm not sure if they still do this, but we had like this crate like in the summer, or this is all year round, but like we used to have like this round trip deal where you could go to like Atlantic City and back, and you'll get like a $20 free play.
Nice.
So a lot of like customers are attracted to like, I get a round trip to Atlantic City and I get free $20 to play with. Like, you could be broke as hell and use that voucher and play and probably win something.
Win some money. Yeah, there's a chance. Yeah, that's hope.
Yeah, so it's like me doing the slots, you know what I mean? I'm like, you don't know if you're gonna win, what you're gonna lose, how much, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I've seen people win big money in the slots, you know?
Yeah, but the chances are astronomical.
So, that's why I either will play blackjack or I'll go play poker, preferably Texas Hold'em. That's why I will go in, because if I'm going to the casino, I want to win. I want to walk out with some money, whether it's $50, $200, or like.
If you're in the black, you're good.
Yeah, but whatever it is, like I want to go win money, not lose money. Poker, you know what I mean? Like, what's also good too is also like you can make profits off of that. So for example, let's say you for sure know you got the best hand. You could like bet a certain amount of money to make your opponent call your hand to play. And then once you for sure have the best hand, you pretty much just profit off of him, and you just pretty much set him up for a trap. So you can set people up in poker too and get profit, you know?
Well, if they call it, yeah, otherwise they'll just fold.
Yeah, they will have to call. If they fold, you win the hand. If they call and you know you have the better hand, you want them to call you on purpose, so you set them up to make your call. So you just double up on that.
Facts.
Like let's say I bet $50. I know I got the best hand. I want to make sure you bet $50 so I can win $100.
Right.
Boom! You just won $100 in how much minutes?
True, and now you got more betting power.
Yep.
Now you got more betting power. We definitely have to have. I got to come to one of your home games. It's been a while. Do a Texas Hold'em one. So I could actually play.
I was watching World Series of Poker one year, and then like this dude had mad chips. And I think it was at the final table. He just kept betting and making people fold because the amount of money. And then when they do call, he will always win the hand. So it's like, and he just keeps betting and people just keeps folding. It's just
out monies him. That's pretty scary when you can get out money, man. That's
yeah. The first cash game, I think that was on live TV. A poker player, Daniel Negreanu. He's one of the top poker players in the world. He bought in for $1 million. It's a cash game. Of their own money. He bought in for $1 million. And I think everybody else probably bought in for like either 100,000. Some brought in for like 500,000. But I think most people bought in for like $100,000, and this one dude brought in for $1 million. So he already has
way up.
He's way up already.
Way up.
And his stack only kept getting bigger.
Listen, man, it's a smart guy. He comes intimidating.
One player busted, and he lost his $100K. He rebought back in for $50,000 of his own money. Yeah, and he just lost $100,000. He rebought back in for $50K.
Well, because he's thinking he's got a shot.
Yeah,
but that's crazy though.
In cash games, you could like, you know, let's say you're playing. Oh, I'm up $800. All right, that's it. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna take my $800 and profit off of that. You can leave whenever you want to leave. Fact. Tournaments, you gotta wait till you get eliminated, or wait till you the last one standing, whatever, and then you gotta place a certain finish to cash out a certain amount of money. It's like, you know.
But here you got the option to leave whenever you want.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Listen, man, I want now. Not only do I need to see it in the ring, I need to see it at the poker.
Because I'm like, nah, man. Like, I play 1-2 no limit hold'em, 1-3 no limit hold'em. It's not high stakes, but you can make a decent amount in a couple hours. Like you could play for 4 hours. Let's say you profit like $400, or not even that. Let's say you should make, like, if you play 4 hours, you should make definitely you should make like a good 700, 600. You know what I mean?
If you could do that on a consistent level. Well, I've heard of people who are like, they call themselves professional gamblers, and it's just a fact. They take the bus down AC, and they have just certain way they play and a certain profit they make. They really don't go over. You know what I mean? They don't, like, let's say the guy, like, just making up numbers. Let's say he needs to make 300. Once he makes 300,
I'm out.
Gone. You know what I mean? And the bus fare, all that is planned, and that's the day. That's the job. You know,
I mean, $300 in a couple hours is not.
That's amazing. Most people don't make that much. You know, when you count like an average shift of an average person, you know what
like
I mean?
$100, $150.
Right.
So, yeah.
At best.
Yeah, you could make that. You could make that in an hour easy playing low stakes poker. In the easy, you should average. Yeah, like, honestly.
But you have to be somewhat good.
Yeah. But here's the thing with poker: anybody could win.
And the thing is, when you think you're good, eventually you're gonna meet somebody who's better.
But again, that's why it's 50% skill, 50% luck.
Yes.
There's this. I just watched the Real Series of Poker. There was this one player. I forgot his name. He finished runner up, and he's a recreational player. And he finished second. He finished second and walked out with like $3 million.
What? Yo, that's gonna be you, dude.
He's a recreational player.
That's gonna be.
He's not a pro. He's a recreational player.
That's gonna be you.
I've seen amateurs too. That's not pro, because to pretty much be considered a professional poker player, you have to be playing poker for your main income.
Okay.
That's how they classify professional poker player.
Gotcha.
You could make a shit ton of money playing and have a regular job, but you will still be considered an amateur because you're not.
You have a regular job, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a main source of income as opposed to.
Yeah. So that's how you separate amateurs and professionals. But amateurs, you know, anybody winning poker, recreational player, finish second, $3 million richer.
3 million bones, dude.
Don't get me wrong, he had to pay $10,000 to buy in.
Whatever.
But $3 million richer.
Whatever, bro. You
could legit.
I'll pay him $150,000. Give me the 3 lemons.
I'm just saying, 3 million richer. You're pretty much. You don't have to realistically work a day of your life again.
Not again. No.
You could definitely have your own business. You're good.
And still be sitting on $2 million.
Yep. Could buy a house for like $200,000 or something.
This is what I'm saying, man. I'd mortgage a house. I'll pay a mortgage. Yeah, go ahead. No problem. So I could pay less tax. Dude's got $2 million in his mortgage. Yeah, fuck all that. All my insurance is factored in, and I'm raising my credit. Yo, that's funny shit. Yo, so we went 3 hours and 17 minutes.
Yep.
New record. Hold on.
God
Yep.
mode.
New record.
Yes, sir.
New fucking record. I'll drink to that.
Yes, sir.
317. Bong. 208. That's where it's at, man. They cut us off. We came back on, but doesn't matter. The full version is going to be uploaded ASAP. And we're going to be on Anchor. You're going to be on Anchor, so it means you're going to be on Spotify and all that shit.
Nice, nice.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So I think I'm going to call it for tonight.
All right.
Fucking dope ass session, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for chilling.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? He's no problem. This fucking guy.
Yeah,
You're too polite for your own good. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. And as always,
later, guys. Good night.
Peace.
All right.